Check. Test 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Speak into it.
Check. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Good. Mute us until after after the national anthem.
Captain Syria Roadrunner, number 37, Darnell Mez, number 77, Slade Allison, number 59, Mauricio Baca, and number 10, Marcus Overrider. Holbrook will be kicking, and Ganado will be receiving to start the half. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, if you could please rise and take the American flag over by the scoreboard. We will have our national anthem performed tonight by Abby, Carla, and Victoriana Bowler.
bright stars through the perilous fight for the red.
Welcome to Roadrunner Stadium as we get ready to bring back some high school football action here at Roadrunner Stadium. I was driving up, I was like, it's Friday Night Lights, but on a Thursday.
Yeah, a little different to start off the season, but hey, you know, we're just grateful for the officials that are here on a Thursday night instead of a normal Friday. They're probably doing another game tomorrow.
I'm almost positive.
We're
for
grateful for them.
If you haven't heard, that's the reason we changed the game till Thursday night. It was originally scheduled for a Friday night, but because of a lack of officials in the state of Arizona right now, they had to move the game to this Thursday night. So if you're a fan of football, you know the game of football, or you sit there at home and you curse at the refs, it's your shot. Go sign up. You can still sign up to be a football official. I actually used to be a football official. It's quite a bit of fun. But I decided to move into the booth because it's a lot less time consuming. I don't have to travel so far.
I don't have to deal with people yelling at me either.
Amen.
If you're yelling
they
at
do it
us
online.
on the
We just don't see it as much.
You know, we can't hear it. So.
That's right. All right, here we go. The Roadrunners look like they're going to kick off to the Ganado Hornets to get this football season underway. And there we go. Number 3 kicking off. Mason Archunda was a kicker for Holbrook Roadrunners. It's going to be fielded and dropped just short of the 30-yard line.
Timon Curley on the return. He's tackled by number 9.
With where Ganado is, you head out on the res.
Chase Stanley.
2-hour drive to get up to Ganado. Got some facilities up there. They made the trek in today for our game. And like he said, we're just excited to have football back. It's just been too long without football. First and 10 for the Hornets as they come to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a ball loose on the ground. Going to be a scrum right there. Going to fall forward, maybe going to gain a foot or so. It's going to bring up second and down. A lot of changes here for Holbrook this year. We had a head coach change.
So, want to interrupt you there. I'm sorry. It was actually a fumble and a recovery by the Holbrook Roadrunners.
Oh, good catch. I missed that one for sure. So, great start to the Holbrook Roadrunners season. Steal that ball. Take away on the first play on defense. That's a stat line you want to keep sacred right there. So the Holbrook Roadrunners coming on out. So their first plays on offense. Number 10, Marcus Oberreiter. He's now a senior. He's been playing quarterback for a lot of years here at Holbrook High School. We're excited to see what he does for us in this senior season. He's going to do a quick little pass out to the outside flat. There is a flag right there at the very end of that play. It looks like that was number 28, Kyle Smith, on the reception. He is going to bring it close to a first down. Oh, I thought I saw a flag. It must have. Yeah, we need a warm-up game. I am all over the place tonight. They are going to call that a first down, though. So first play of the Holbrook offense takes it for a first down. They've got a short field in front of us inside the 20-yard line. First down from the 19. Only one man in the backfield with Oberreiter. He's going to hand it to that one man that's there. He takes it up the middle, gets to the outside, got a lane, got a great block, and he's in for the touchdown. Holbrook scores.
Number 37, Darnell Nez. You know, Darnell Nez, the running back there, he's a big kid, and he's fast. And I'm surprised they didn't use him a little bit more last year, but it's great to see.
We do hate to see this. There are 2 flags sitting right side by side. This play looks like, based on the, it's coming back. It is going to be, it looks like a, not sure what he
blocking
showed.
in the back, I believe.
Blocking the back on the Roadrunners. They're going to march that one back. Take that touchdown off the board. But, yeah, hey, good things. You know, it's just like, you know, me announcing right now, missing everything. This is the first game of the season for the football team as well. And there's going to be those little kinks you just got to get worked out for both sides of that anticipation of tonight you've been looking forward to, just getting on that field. It's just a lot of adrenaline that's got to kind of settle out of there. Oberreiter looking to go deep, gets hit as he throws. Two white jerseys in the area, but luckily it drops short, and it will end incomplete. Going to bring up second down for the Roadrunners. Second down and long. We're looking at second down and 20 after that penalty. I want to go back to that touchdown run that got pulled off the board, though. There was a great block downfield by number 88, Tristan Cowboy, and that's one of those things you want to see. If we've got players blocking that far down the field, they've been well coached. We got that new coach here this year, and we'll talk about him here in just a minute. Here comes the play. They're going to try a little swing pass out to the right this time. Got some room to run. He's going to barrel forward. That's number 37 again, Darnell Nez. He's not going to get back to a first down, but he's going to get back what was lost on the penalty. Going to bring up a third and, you know, a manageable 8 based on the first couple plays of this game.
You know, these Holbrook runners are used to running the ball. So if the pass isn't there, Marcus already knows who he's looking for. He knows where to go.
Absolutely. Those little swing passes are essentially a run play. You're just giving yourself an advantage. He's really just dumping it out 5 yards there. And that one's the handoff up the middle. Darnell Nez again. He's going to plow forward. It looks like he's going to be just short of a first down. But, you know, fourth down and a foot, there's no doubt you go for it at this point based on what you've been able to do so far.
In high school football, I wouldn't want to kick a field goal in this position.
A lot of teams don't have a field goal kicker. And well, that'll be interesting to see this year whether Holbrook even has a kicker that they're going to rely on for extra points or anything. Looks like Ganado's going to call a timeout. They want to talk about it here on this fourth down play. It's a big play for both teams. Here with 10 minutes and 8 seconds to go, again, Ganado calls that first time out. Yeah, let's jump into it real quick. We have a new head coach. That big change is happening this year. We'd like to welcome to our program head coach Sean Hawley. It's been a big transition for him. Just got to town, just had a baby.
Started a new job.
Coming into a new program for him, and we're excited to have Coach Hawley on the sideline with us. He retained quite a few of the old staff that was, the previous coach. And we wish great things for Coach Starkey. He got offered the job of a lifetime for him. He got to return to his alma mater. So he took that job, went back east, and we hope great things for him as we move forward into a new regime here at Holbrook. Here we go. Coming out of the timeout, fourth down. It's going to be a quarterback keeper draw play. He's got lots of room. He's just going to sneak right in, call him a snake as he snakes in for the touchdown. Don't see any flags this time. We're going to call it a touchdown and let it stand. Holbrook 6, Ganado 0. That was a great play. That's definitely a designed run. It looks like he's going to drop back to pass. They call that a draw play. As he drops back, he looks down the field, lets those defensive players drop back into coverage. As soon as they drop back into coverage, he tucks that ball, and he's got a free run into the end zone.
And that was successful for him last year as well. We'll see how often they do it this year.
So we're not seeing a kicker for the Roadrunners. Looks like they're going to go for 2, but we did have some movement on the line. Looks like it's going to be a false start for the Roadrunners. So they call it an untimed down. They give you the 1 down marker just to show where it's at. From the 3-yard line, they'll back that up to the 8-yard line, make it a little bit more difficult for them.
Maybe a little bit of room can help spread out the defense, right?
Let's see if he's going to pass. It's like couldn't see what kind of type of play they were trying to run on that previous one. Again, just one running back in the backfield with Oberreiter. He's going to keep the ball to himself, rolls out to the far side, got a man open in the end zone, drops it over to him. And good. We got one official giving the touchdown signal. So it looks like the 2-point conversion is good. Holbrook goes up 8-0 with 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
For that, that play right there shows that Marcus Oberreiter has been in this position for a long time. You could tell he wanted to run that in, but as soon as he saw a new opportunity, his teammate was open, he's going to give up the ball to him, right? He's not concerned about scoring himself. He's sharing. He's going to give that ball away.
Yeah, I mean, you can't – for high school football and college football, any of these programs where you're automatically going to lose players just because of graduations and deadlines, there's nothing better than having a senior that's played with as much experience as this quarterback has. Oberreiter, he's a team leader. The team respects him. Obviously, the coaches respect him to put him in those situations, and he delivers on that first drive of the game for the Roadrunners. So back where we just started this game off, Holbrook ready to kick away again after that Ganado fumble on their first play. Ganado's probably a little antsy, ready to get their hands on that ball again. Probably didn't feel like they had a fair shot at what their offense can do. You guys can probably see better than us. We've got this great film crew working for us tonight. This high school broadcast team right here in the booth running it for us tonight. Archunda there on the kick. It's a nice deep kick. About 10. He's got room to run, though. He broke a hole and stays on his feet. Gets it across the 30-yard line where he's finally going to be brought down. Wait for the mark. Looks like at about the 30. Oh, he's still walking. They're going to give him all the way up to the 34-yard line. So a great return there, Ganado. Like I said, they're definitely looking for their second chance here. And I'm sure they felt cheated on that first offensive possession.
That was a great play right there. He had his eyes up.
Holbrook had a little trouble tackling. They're kind of hitting up high, so great defense there by the Roadrunners, getting deep into the backfield. No time at all for Ganado to try to put something together. As big number 59 for the Holbrook Roadrunners. What was his name?
Mauricio Baca.
Mauricio Baca, yeah.
He's 5'10", 220 pounds.
Defensive end material right there. And he makes Ganado's second play from the line of scrimmage a loss. So as they come to the line of scrimmage now, looking at second and long, 2nd and 15 for Ganado. Going to try to go up the middle, and there's the Roadrunner, stout defense there, ready to meet him.
Over the last couple of years, we've seen Holbrook greatly improve on their game. Part of this has to do with the dedication that Coach Starkey had with the team, and now the new coach continuing with the strong effort. And here we go, Ganado to take the snap, passes that to he fooled me, he ran it up the middle.
Quarterback keeper there.
Holbrook stopped him at the line, though. No gain on that play.
So a great defensive start for the Roadrunners again. Keeping the Ganado Hornets from gaining even a yard from the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down. Ganado, you'd think they're going to punt, but I'm not seeing them drop somebody back into a traditional punt. There he goes. Now number 3. That says number 3, but we don't have a number 3 on our chart for Ganado, so I'm not sure who that is punting for them. But he's counting his players, making sure he's got his 11 on the field. They are going to punt away. Low punt, but it gets a good bounce. Is this going to roll down? Going to be scooped up about the 23-yard line. Number 2 does a little dodge, gets some room to the right side of the field. Got a couple blockers out in front of him. Oh, we got a flag coming back there from 2 different sides. This play's coming back, but it was a great run. We had a blindside block happen way back here at the 45-yard line. That was a good call by the officials on that one. But it was great news for the Roadrunners there as they were able to get some blockers out in front. It was what they call a blindside block, and the Holbrook player is a little confused because he didn't hit him in the back. So a blindside block is different than a block in the back. So a blindside block is where the defender doesn't see it coming, and you give him no heads up, and then and it's away from the play, like he's not really going to make a play, and you just blow him up. And it's fun for a football player. You think, yeah, I just got this amazing hit. But it's really dangerous because that player's not ready for it. Their neck can go whipping around. And so the AIA has decided to crack down on that kind of a hit. You got to get out in front of him. He's got to see it coming. But but a good effort. You know, there's just a little coaching that the Roadrunners are going to need to see right there. Again, we call that a blindside block.
You know, if he's not going to tackle your guy, if he's far enough away, just leave him alone. You might step in front of him.
Yeah,
don't
just get in
hit
front
him,
of him. You don't even have to hit him that hard. And that's the thing. In football, we think it's all about hit somebody as hard as you can. But on that, when you're running that far, all you got to do is get in the way. If you can slow him up by a step, you know, Daniel Montijo, was that Montijo on the run back there right there?
That was Kyle Smith.
Kyle Smith.
No, it was Daniel.
It was yeah, that was Daniel Montijo. He had the wheels. No one's going to catch him. If you can get a player just a stutter step, and to lose that speed momentum,
right?
It takes you so much longer to get back up to full speed. He's gone. You just got to slow him up.
There you go. That's good.
Oh, we got a timeout, Holbrook. So
Timeout,
they're going to start first and 10 on their own 31-yard line, and there is going to be a.
Robert zooming in, Ganado.
It looks like it was a horse collar.
I'm not sure what they're calling now, but yeah, they went and told the coach, and Coach Holly was not happy about it. I'm not sure if he's mad at the official or mad at his own team. Looks like he's yelling back at his own team.
Yeah. Not too close, not too close.
You know, that's
Yeah, a little coaching going on here. It's good. You know, like I said, it's a young season for everybody. They got some young players on this team. We got some leadership on the team too. But
Pick it up, bro.
you just don't get the same experience in practice that you do in real live action. Hey, man, they're fired up. They're trying everything, but I'd rather have all of them early on, but it's on the team. First and 10. Roadrunners now coming out of that timeout. They got it back off the side. The wide receiver, he should get low as he gets it out the 40-yard line. As he gets the 40, they're up second and
10. Pass complete to number 9, Chase Sami. Second and 1 for the Roadrunners.
I'll tell you exactly who it was. Go coach him up. Nice little deceptive play there is lined up 3 wide receivers here to the near side, but then they hand it off to the what we call the weak side. So you make the defense feel that play is going to come here to the near side of the field. Just a little dive right to the far side of the field, and it's enough to get that first down. So first and 10 for the Roadrunners.
forward progression is really what had it. I mean, he had him wrapped, but I believe it was Darnell again, just kept going forward. Get two more yards.
They're going to set a similar set. This time they're going to set all 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field. This time he is going to look to throw, and he finds his receiver just for a nice little short pass. It's going to be caught, I believe. That's going to be a completion for about 5 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 5. So great completion there for Oberreiter. And he's doing well. Again, this quarterback, we're seeing him, manage the speed of the game. It looks like Holbrook's in good control of the tempo, right where you want to be if you're a Roadrunner right now. Spread those wide receivers to both sides of the field this time and hand it off to the back coming right up the middle. He's got a little bit of room to run. Going to be slammed down, but he slammed him forward, so that works. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Going to be a pickup of 4 on that run for the Roadrunners.
And you can see Marcus right there saying, no, let's get going. Let's get going. I've already got the play. Let's call it. Let's keep this moving while we've got the momentum.
Yeah, again, taking control of that tempo of that game. This time, no backs in the backfield. They're going to go 5 wide receivers, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. And once again, it's just going to be that designed quarterback draw. Spread that defense out. And it really was pretty easy, You just rely on your front linemen there. You spread out anybody else that might be there to crack and fill the holes. And when you do that, when you spread that defense out, Oberreiter, an experienced quarterback like him, has the patience to just scan it. He's going to find the biggest hole right there on the front of the line, and he's going to go forward and got an easy first down. 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners from the Ganado 45. Oh, we got movement. Let's see if Holbrook drew him or if the defense definitely came across. We're waiting to see if they were drawn offsides or not. No, they were not drawn offsides, so that's going to be a penalty called on Ganado. Offsides on Ganado, going to make it 1st and 5 from the 40-yard line. Don't know, maybe Oberreiter's going a hard count right there because he definitely came across the line. You know, it wasn't just a flinch. He was going.
There were 4 guys that jumped on that one.
There's that handoff to Nez. And Nez is a beast. I'm loving seeing this 5'9" Darnell Nez just be a bully as he plows through for another Holbrook Roadrunner first down. And just heads up football. I mean, you know, you just looking at the field right now, looking at Nez standing next to Oberreiter. That's a big kid, Darnell Nez.
He is a big kid.
He's the kind you want to just tell him to put his head down and go forward. Just go forward. And so far, that's what he's doing. Like we're going to have 2 backs in the backfield for the first time tonight. First one's going to roll out. Oh, we do have a flag on the play. Oberreiter's not happy about it. He saw some kind of movement from his offensive line. Yep, false start on the offense. It was a good-looking play. You know, they had those 2 backs in the backfield. The one went into motion, and they just dumped it off to him out in the flats. I call it the flats right there, a little bit in the backfield. And he had 2 blockers out in front of him. He was probably going to go there for a little bit, but all for nothing once the offensive line jumps. So 1 for Ganado, now 1 for Holbrook, going to make it 1st and 15 for the Roadrunners. Hand off to Darnell Nez. He shows that presence once again as he gets hit pretty early on, but he's able to get some yards after the hit as he gets back about 3 of those yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 12 for the Roadrunners.
You know, one thing about Darnell Nez, I was excited about this kid. He came out for wrestling for the first time last year. And being a football player, he already had some of that drive, some of that power. But I feel like some of the stuff that he learned in wrestling that I'm seeing him do right now is being confident in that size and strength that he has. And here we have Marcus steps back.
Oberreiter going deep, but his receiver kind of gets turned around and falls down trying to get back to catch that ball.
Trying to see what number that was. I think it was Theron James, a junior. Looks like as he turned, just tripped over his feet a little bit.
That's such a hard thing to do. With the pros and on TV, they make it look so easy to have that just a streaking wide receiver on it. We call it a go route, right? He's just going down the sideline. But to time that and to make that catch over the shoulder is one of the hardest plays in football. There you go. They're going to try the other side. Streaking across the middle. It's going to be picked off at the goal line by Ganado. Going to be bringing it back to the far side. Tripped up. Just enough of a shoestrings to get him to tip and fall. Going to be brought down just shy of the 20. There you go. Those deep passes. They're in so many ways. They're just backyard 500 football. You remember as a kid when you play 500, you throw that thing up and say 200, and if you caught it, you got the 200 points.
Somebody's going to get it, but it's not always
it's not always your guy.
You.
Those defenders, in a lot of ways, have better position. They're looking on at the ball while your player is running the opposite direction that you're throwing it. And it's a hard play to make, is the point I'm really trying to make. So they're doing great.
And on that note, the defense, Ganado right there, if he would have actually batted that ball down instead of catching it, they'd actually be 20 yards
in a better
further
position.
ahead.
Tries to hit number 3 on the out route. And I apologize. We don't have a number 3 on our Ganado chart. So I'll see if we can talk to Mr. Hawk up here in the booth and see if we can find out who that is. Who's number 3 for Ganado?
For us?
Ganado.
I'm already on camera.
What? Tristan Sosi. Looks like that's Tristan Sosi for Ganado. Like I said, I printed this off today, and it must not have been all the way up to date, but I'll write it down for myself. Tristan Sosi was the intended receiver there, as it did drop a little short. Once again, Holbrook getting into the backfield, disrupting. So the thing what you're seeing right here is the battle of the trenches, right? Who's winning the battle of the big guys, the big men? And if you look at Ganado, they got some big men, but Holbrook is showing that they're beating them. It doesn't matter how big you are. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're going to be a great lineman, offensive lineman. You've got to have quick feet. You've got to have quick hands. You got to get out in front of somebody and make them work. And right now, Holbrook Roadrunner defense is stout, and they are winning that battle up front. Number 68 for the Roadrunners right up front and center right there. He's now being they're double teaming him because he'd been blowing it up so much. Deep pass is going to be caught by Ganado. One of those long throws on a go route just short of the 40-yard line. Had good coverage. But 88 there for the Ganado Hornets. Wyatt James going to bring it down. He is going to go off. It looks like he maybe landed on the football. He'll maybe knocked the air out of himself there a little bit.
That's scary. That's scary when you get the breath knocked out of you. You
Oh.
feel like you're going to die, even though you know you're not going to. You just feel like you're dying.
You
at the
literally
moment.
think, not just like, I'm going to die. Like, you literally think death is on the way. First and 10 for Ganado. Best play for Ganado by far tonight. Brings it into territory for the first time. A little confusion, though, as they're trying to get set up. They've got the players running to the wrong side of the field. They set up the strong side to the far side. Gets it out that side. Knocked out. Tristan Sosa knocked out.
Tristan Sosa with the carry.
Covered a lot of yards. They were just lateral.
Ran a long way.
Lateral yards aren't that great in football.
You know what? Correct me if I'm wrong online, but I'm pretty sure a football field is 40 yards long wide. So it's 100 yards long to get to the end zones, right? And then you have your another 10 for each end zone. So really a football field's 120 yards. But 110, or it's 100 from end zone to end
Playing
zone.
field.
But it's 40 from side to side. And if you think about that, that's a long way to go side to side. 40 yards is a long
Some
way.
of these guys run it.
And they're running it, yeah. Here we go. He's going to run it back to the inside. He's got a little bit of room, but again, great defense there for the Roadrunners. As a number 1, I believe that was Daniel John in there on the tackle for the Roadrunners. No, excuse me. I think that was number 7, Noah Padilla. That number 7 looks like a fancy 1, but I'm pretty sure it's number 7, Noah Padilla. We are going to have a timeout by Ganado with 1:58 here to go in the first quarter. Excuse me. Ganado's going to call a timeout as they're looking at a 3rd down and 8 as they're trying to make something happen for the first time tonight. They had their biggest play tonight, that great long pass that they sent down to Wyatt James, and Wyatt James had to go out after that. But then they haven't been able to do much since. They've gained 2 yards since then.
You know, one thing looking out here, it's great to see the amount of student participation. It is a different team than what we've seen in the last year or two because of that participation now.
Absolutely. Ganado, one of those schools off the reservation that has a history of proud athletics. And it's an honor to get to play teams like that. We're excited to be a part of this conference. You know, Holbrook has been a member of the 2A conference now for a couple of years, and it's been just so great for the Roadrunners to be so competitive. You know, they made the playoffs last year, start to build some of these rivalries against some of these teams like Ganado, and it makes high school football just so much fun. Okay, looking at 3rd and 8. Again, once again, some confusion for the Ganado. Even coming out of a timeout, you hate to see that. They only came out with 10 players. Number 22 comes in late. He gets set. There's the snap, looking to throw. He's going to tuck it, and he gets caught in the backfield. There is a flag in the backfield. He is able to gain about 2 yards after. Oh, we have another penalty flag right after the play. So we got 2 penalties on this one during the play and one after the play. So the one after is probably a personal foul. Usually if you see a flag after the play, we shouldn't speculate too much. We'll wait to see what they call. But it looks like the head official, the ref, he's going to call. He called it the first one, and the umpire in the defensive backfield called the other one.
It looks like we have
There comes
maybe
the call.
offsetting fouls.
He's talking to the coach, it sounds like, seeing what he wants him to do. Holding on the offense. Dead ball foul after the play, personal foul on the offense. So, yeah, so that's a tricky one because one was during the play and one was after the play. So it's been a while since I've been an official, so don't hold me to it. But I don't think they can be offsetting. I think they have to mark them both off. I'm always official, Dwayne says. I like to fake it anyways. Yeah, here we go. So he's going to mark off that first 10 from the spot, because the holding is a spot foul too. So from the spot where the hold happened, he marks it back 10 yards. So now he gets set there. He's got the ball set. Now he's going to turn around and mark 15 back the other way.
Gotcha. You know, if we do the math, that's 5, right?
Yeah, you could have done the math.
5.
But but technically you have to mark it off from the spot of the foul, which still you can figure out 5 from there. But I think the reason they do it that way is to show that they're not offsetting. Because one happened during the play and one happened after the play, they cannot be offsetting penalties. And since it's after the penalty, it still retains 3rd down. But Coach Hawley wants to talk to the white hat. We call it the white hat. The white hat tonight is Randall Lufer. He's been officiating for a long time, and I know a lot of people don't like him. If you've been an official for as long as he has, you're going to make a lot of enemies. But he is very knowledgeable about the football. I used to yell. I was a football coach, and I hated his guts. And we got into it a few times because I thought he was an idiot. But then I got to work with him a little more, and I learned to appreciate that he really does know his football. So we appreciate those officials out here tonight. We got a flag again in the backfield, kind of way away from the play. So the play had already gone to the far side of the field, and then this penalty came in pretty far away from the foul, away from the play. So I'm definitely interested to see what we call here. That one came from our referee as well. The referee's main job is to protect that quarterback back there. Oh, it's going to be a hold. So holding against Ganado. It looks like Holbrook will accept it. You know, at that point, Holbrook could decline it. It would bring up 4th down if they did, but it would be 4th and short. This way, you're going to mark it back 10 yards. And
They've
from
shown
the spot.
They can hold them for the most part.
And it's from the spot, so not from the end of the play, but from the spot the hold happened. So it's a lot farther back. It is 3rd down. It's like 3rd down and a lot farther. And you hate to say this for Ganado's sake, but Ganado now moves back into their own territory. They finally got into Holbrook's territory for the first time tonight, and with that penalty, it takes them back into their own territory. Only by a yard or 2, but it does take them back. Looks like Whitehead gave a raise the roof signal, and to start the clock. Ganado gets set. 2 wide receivers on the far side. They're going to pitch it out. Number 8 is going to try to turn upfield, and a great defense there by number 10, Marcus Overrider. He does it on offense. He does it on defense. Going to cut him down short. Going to lose 2 more yards on that play. So there you go. The penalty paid off. It's going to be 4th down and a long way to go for the Ganado Hornets.
You know, 2 holds in a row for the Ganado Hornets on those other 2 plays. Sometimes that's an indication that you're unmatched.
Yeah.
The guy keeps getting around me. I don't know what else to do. I'm going to try to protect my quarterback.
For sure.
Hopefully the ref doesn't see me hold.
Yeah.
But you just can't do it.
The amazing thing on that one is he called it so late. It was away from the play. It must have been a pretty egregious hold because it was so far away from the play that a lot of times you'll just let that go. But it was pretty egregious. The snap for the punter doesn't go his way. He has to try to scoop it off the ground, and he's going to be dropped for another 15-yard loss. And that's going to be a turnover on downs, and it's actually going to give Holbrook great starting position again tonight. They'll start on their own on the Ganado 35-yard line here with just 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Again, Holbrook leading 8-0. Oh, we got a flag way after. Looks like one of the Hornets was running his mouth at the ref. You could see him talking in the middle of the conversation. There went the flag. He's definitely pointing at it. So, you know, you feel bad for Ganado. They've been working so hard tonight. Things just aren't going their way. A few penalties. Starts to get in your head. You say something dumb to the official, and there's another 15 yards after a turnover on downs. I
was assuming they were throwing a flag on Randall.
I've done that before, actually. It didn't stick, but I tried. I took his own flag and chucked it right back at him. In my defense, Randall has never thrown me out of a game, so that's good.
That's because you still have some type of a relationship there with him where you can argue and discuss. You can discuss without being mean and
probably would otherwise, though. That's true. Handoff there to Darnell Nez. He's going to go to the far side, just going to put his shoulder down and pick up about 4 yards. You know, I love old-fashioned football. I love new football, too. I love old-fashioned football, but I love the ground-and-pound style football. And right now what I'm seeing from Darnell Nez, I don't want to be blasphemous too much, but I'm seeing some Shem Bowman in there. If you remember the Shem Bowman days, some of you may remember those days of him playing football. It was that big boy, just run you over mentality. Here we go. It's a little pitch out to the inside. Number 88 going to take it in for the Roadrunner touchdown. So Tristan Cowboy gets another 6 as time ticks down to just 6 seconds in the first quarter. looking like we were going to get out of the first quarter with just one touchdown. Tristan Cowboy, what a great name for a football player. Tristan Cowboy sneaks it in for another Holbrook touchdown.
Unless you're not a Cowboys fan,
Unless you're, yeah.
right?
I'm not a Cowboys fan.
I don't know if he is or not.
You know, my dad always said, I root for 2 teams every week, the Cardinals and whoever's playing the Cowboys. So Holbrook's going to line up, going for 2. Going to be a handoff again, this time going to number 2, Daniel Montijo, and he dances his way in for another 2-point conversion, making that score. Holbrook 16, Ganado 0. 6 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, just about enough time to kick it off. And then they're going to have to do that fun little dance where they move the football to the other side of the field. Looks like we had the cannon down in the end zone, though. It's exciting. We got the fire department brought the cannon down there on that score. You can still see the smoke coming across the field after they fired that touchdown cannon.
You know, one thing that we've talked about over the last couple of years is how young the Holbrook Roadrunners team is.
Yeah.
But now, as I'm looking at the line, as I'm looking at Marcus Obrighter, Daniel Montijo, Darnell Nez, now you got kids that have been playing on a varsity team for on their 4th year.
They've grown up.
They're no longer the young team that we've had.
Yeah.
And what it shows is it's not just the seniors. You've got these juniors that are making big plays as well. So you want to make sure that you're using your seniors and your big guys, but you want to develop the younger guys as well.
Which is a credit to the previous coaching staff. They did a great job of building that culture here in Holbrook of stick with the program, stay with us, build together. It's sad to see that once they built that program, they're gone. We're excited for Coach Holly. He's inherited that, and obviously he's continuing that culture. You see these boys out there in the weight room and lifting, because one of the things that,
all summer, every day. Every day.
I went on a walk the other morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. As I went walking by, one of these football players, he was coming home from the gym, and I was just like, that's the kind of football players we want to see here, and that's what we're seeing show up tonight. Because as those players get older, it's not just about them getting older mentally. Their bodies, there's just a night and day difference between a freshman body and a senior body. Like,
they're starting to develop man strength.
Yes, it's different. It is different, and it feels different when you get hit by one. So we're excited. It looks like Holbrook's going to have a great start to their season as they come in. Going to end this quarter. It looks like, well, they got 1.8 seconds left, so Ganado's going to get 1 play before we end the first quarter. After that kickoff from the Roadrunners. So Ganado will take over 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line, it looks like. Here we go. They're, again, Ganado having a hard time getting the right personnel on the field, running one in late. Going to get here and going to try to do a little dink and dunk pass. The problem with that, getting that player in so late, is that now that player is not ready to do his job. And you can see, I don't think that player that came in late knew exactly what the play even was. He just kind of stood there after the snap, and that didn't allow him to block as the play was going there to the right side. The defense was able to get in there and turn into a nothing play. You almost got to call a timeout and get your players set to be successful there, because they get away with it. There's no turnover. They're no worse for the wear, I guess, but it will bring up 2nd and 10 for Ganado as they start the second quarter, because that will bring us to the end of one here with Holbrook leading 16-0.
Want to give a shout out real quick to the 55 people that are watching on YouTube. We appreciate you being here. Mr. Gardner, you got a shout out from Landon Brown.
All right, Landon. What's up, Landon?
Everybody else on there, we hope you're having a great Thursday night. We're glad you're watching on YouTube. And for those of you that are living in Holbrook that are watching on YouTube, come on down.
Come on down. It's a great atmosphere tonight. We got great weather. The rain has gone away for a few hours. The field hasn't looked better in a lot of years, thanks to the staff here at Holbrook High School, but also these great rains we've had. It's a great-looking field out here tonight. Again, it feels like Friday Night Lights, even if it's on a Thursday.
This rain, though, the green, I thought that about my yard. Yeah. I went out there, and the grass is doing great. No, there's a lot of weeds.
Yeah, they're green weeds, though.
Green weeds.
They're green weeds,
so
though.
I'm okay with it. My neighbor, he said his late wife used to say, you know, don't pull anything that's green.
Even if it's a
Weeds
weed.
or not.
There we go, coming out of the quarter. A lot of confusion in the backfield. Wasn't sure who kept it, but it looked like the quarterback kept it. Looks like that's Dylan DiNezzo, excuse me, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. They are going to give him his forward progress before the sack. As you saw the official throw that little beanbag down in there, what he's doing, he's marking how far forward he was before those players started running back. But it's going to bring up 3rd and a long 15, it looks like, for the Ganado Hornets, deep in their own territory. We're off to a great start here in Holbrook in general. We got lots of fun activities going on. There's lots of great sporting programs. The soccer, I know soccer girls are going to be out here tomorrow as they've got a game out here on this field. Come out and support them. I think it's at 1, not tomorrow, excuse me, on Saturday. I keep thinking it's Friday. Once again, ball hits the ground down there. Holbrook's claiming it's theirs. Waiting for an official call from the official. There it is. The referee goes ahead and points it. Holbrook ball. So Ganado struggling here early with ball control. And Holbrook will make them pay this time as they recover that fumble down in the scrum. Going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners, and that's been the theme of the night. Holbrook's had great starting position, and they're going to have great starting position here just outside the red zone, starting 1st and 10 from the Ganado 22-yard line.
Defense on Holbrook's side, they're doing their job. They're doing their job. They're not giving the offense a lot of time to rest.
Yeah. Oh, we got a flag in the backfield here. Do they have too many men on the field right now? They do. So there we go. Ganado struggling again. They went from not having enough on the field. Now they have too many on the field. So in high school, they can't break the huddle even. Like if they have too many like that, the penalty gets called already. They can't be going to the line like that. A lot of times you think they can run off in time. If they were changing places, that's one thing, but they weren't. They had broken their huddles and were lining up, and they had too many players on the field. So 12 men on the field gives Holbrook an extra 5. Almost an interception there. I'm not sure. I think it was a miscommunication there between the quarterback and the receiver. The receiver kind of went inside like almost he was running a post, and Daniel Oberreiter threw it high, almost like he was gonna go into the end zone, and it went right through the hands of a defender. Got away with a break there as the defender couldn't hold on to it. Usually I was making fun of a player in my class today. I said, what do you play? He said, cornerback. And I said, oh, you can't catch, huh? 2nd down and 5, going to hand it off. Nez, he's got a hold of the right side. He's going to barrel forward again, and he's going to pick up a few, but there is a flag dropped right here by the line judge. Looks like it's going to be on Holbrook. They're pointing Holbrook's way. Holding on the Roadrunners, going to bring it back. So we were looking at 2nd and 5, going to turn that into a 2nd and 15 probably. Looks like that hold happened right on the line. A little bit of talk about where it happened at. There we go. The official call. Going to go ahead and mark it off. Second down for the Roadrunners as Oberreiter comes to the line of scrimmage, calling out a play. They're going to go ahead and not re-huddle up. Looks like he's going to call out the play to his receivers. Going to run a 4 wide receiver set, 2 to each side. 2 on the far side going all the way to the sideline. That's a long field. That's a long throw across there. He's going to hand it to Nez. Nez got a hole on the inside. He stays on his feet. Great run there. Barrels it down. Going to be just shy of the goal line. What a run there by Nez. That just bully football again. You can't tackle a man of that stature just by trying to bump him.
No.
He won the bump.
He's got good footwork. That footwork was amazing. Being able to stay on his feet, I sure wouldn't.
I'd have wiped out for sure. That's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Roadrunners down at the 3-yard line. So, again, what Holbrook's doing there, they put those 2 wide receivers, and as I mentioned, I said they're way out there. They just drug those two defenders with them, giving him a hole there as he took advantage of it. There we go, skill screen swing out here to the near side, number 2. And they're going to call it good as Daniel Montijo takes it in on a little pass there to the outside. That's a dangerous pass. I like it. It's a good pass. But because he is passing it backwards, if he misses that ball, it's a live ball, yeah, and it goes into the field of play, it's a fumble. Or if it goes out of bounds, it's a loss where it goes out of bounds. But when you can connect like that and hit it in stride. It's almost like arena football where you have that receiver that's like at a dead sprint towards the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And it worked there for us as Montijo takes it in for the third touchdown for the Roadrunners tonight, bringing the score 22-0 pending this extra point attempt. Man in motion again is Montijo, but once again we're going to have that penalty called. Not sure what false start. They're going to call it a false start on Holbrook. I don't think they like the way that Montijo's coming out of his stance. So he can go into motion, but he's kind of coming into motion with this quick jump. And as weird as it sounds, if you do that in too much of like a jerk motion, it can be interpreted as like trying to draw the defense off sides. Anyway, it's going to bring up that the extra point attempt from 8 yards out instead of 3. Ryder looking to throw. He's got a man right behind him, and he gets just touched in the back as he's trying to throw, but going to fall short. Probably okay that it does as Holbrook stays up 22-0 with 10:28 to go here in the first half.
So Daniel's got to work on his finesse.
Yeah. I thought he was about to get hit really hard. I mean, he probably needs to turn around and thank that Ganado high school football player that he didn't make him pay, because he had an open line at him.
Yeah.
And when he got there, he just kind of pushed him. He didn't hit him. And I honestly thought it's one of those dangerous ones, but it's legal on the quarterback right there. There's just an element of danger that comes with being a quarterback. You have your back, you're staring at that side of the field, and if that guy gets loose behind you, they can clean your clock pretty good. So thanks, I didn't catch his number, but thanks for not hurting our quarterback, because he had the opportunity right there. So Holbrook going to kick off again, this time for the 4th time tonight. They had the opening kickoff. They've scored 3 times. So this will be the 4th kickoff for the Roadrunners tonight. This time they're kicking the other direction. This time they'll be kicking west to east as we're now into the second quarter. We have 10:28 to go here in the second quarter. It's fun today in school. We have quite a few of these football players in our classes. So I'm the choir director here at Holbrook High School, and Steven's the Spanish teacher. And they wore their jerseys today, and so you got to tell all the football players good luck tonight and ask them a little bit about their positions. And it was fun to see them out there, the cheerleaders in their uniforms out in school today. It was a fun day to feel that school spirit as football season gets underway here at the start of a new school year. There's the kickoff. Nice deep kick. Going to be fielded about the 20-yard line. Gets to the 30 and brought down. Number 3, Tristan Sosi on the return. Going to get about 12 yards on that return. Going to bring up 1st and 10. Once again, Ganado looking at a long field. That's been the difference of tonight. Holbrook consistently had a short field every time they've taken possession. And Ganado been looking at a long field every time they take possession.
And it's been surprising to me, because when I watch the Ganado team out there, when they're warming up, when they're out here, I don't think they look a whole lot smaller.
No.
I think what it is right now is when I talk to these Holbrook football players and I see them, they're buddies, they're friends, they're wrestling together, they're football together, they go to the gym together, they hang out together outside of school and other activities, and you wonder if there's just that connection that they have that's really taking over right now as well.
Team chemistry is so important to any, as a coach, any athletic sport, or I'm a music teacher, chemistry in a music program. Those relationships and your job relationships are such a big element of any activities we do, and so often overlooked. I love that you noticed that. And yeah, I haven't heard of any drama amongst the football players or any of that. It's been a great start. So 1st and 10, here we go for the Ganado Hornets as they come to the line of scrimmage, looking to get something going tonight as they sit with 0 on the board tonight. Only been in Holbrook territory once and only for a little bit. Got a hole right up the middle this time, and he's going to get a 1st down. Going to be brought down by, I believe that was Daniel Montijo. You have to catch him at the 2nd level. But a great run there. I believe that was number 28.
It was, but I don't.
And again, we don't have a 28. I apologize, Ganado. You have to talk to someone at your school athletic department and ask them to update the roster, because that's where we get our information.
And we got it today.
Yeah, I printed it at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll just call them by their numbers and hope you know who they are as they come to the line. There we go. Actually, too many men in the backfield. They got away with one on that one. Number 13 for the Roadrunners, Izzy Ramos, going to get credit for the sack there. It was a shoestring sack, but it counts as a sack nonetheless. Going to bring up 2nd and 13 for Ganado. Once again, that defense winning the battle right there at the line of scrimmage. So hard if you're an offense and you constantly have defenders getting into your backfield. It's so disruptive. You can work on your perfect play, but you can't get that perfect play rolling if there's always a defender in that backfield bothering you. So watch right here. We got a great view right down that line. Let's watch the battle of the big men right up front. There it is. Once again, 3 defenders into the backfield. This time it looks like Ganado got smart, though, and made them pay for it. They found a hole as the Holbrook defenders actually got into the backfield. They were too far into the backfield, and the play was able to get by them. And that's, we'll do that a lot with that's the whole point of a screenplay, right? Is if their defenders are beating you, let them beat you, and then let's get it right over the top of you. But again, Holbrook defensive line. Hey, I'd still have them ready to get in that backfield because it's going to work for you 9 times out of 10. So 3rd down for the Ganado Hornets. I'm sure they're in 4-down territory at this point, as they did get it back into Holbrook territory, even if only by a couple of yards. There's the handoff. Oh, a little bit of a running into each other, but he does keep it. It's a fake handoff. Gets to the outside. Hard hit there as they go flying to the sideline. Not sure who that was on the hit. Was that Izzy Ramos?
We're seeing 28 over here. Okay.
So you're saying 28. I like it. We're going to go with 28 then. Kyle Smith coming in, laying a hard hit right there at the sideline. They're going to go ahead and say he got to the 1st down. So a big 1st down for Ganado, converting on that 3rd down. Going to bring up 1st and 10 for Ganado from the Holbrook 42-yard line.
So both of you had 20 minutes.
As we got underway tonight, both Mr. Carbonneau, I don't know what we call this on radio or on the broadcast, but we're excited to see the jerseys Holbrook's wearing tonight. Those numbers really pop for us this year.
We can actually see them.
Yeah. Little pitch out to number 22 of Ganado. He's going to get hit hard, but not until before he gains a couple of yards. And again, not on our roster. They're gonna call him a 3-yard gain. Gonna bring up 2nd and 7 for Ganado. We got some mosquitoes out here, we just told you to come out and enjoy the game. I would recommend bringing a little bit of bug spray.
Bring some for us too.
Yeah, come spray us. Oh, we got some students in the stands coming out to support the Roadrunners. Got the student section filling up a little bit. Ganado 2nd down, 2 men in the backfield. Quarterback under center. Oh, blown up right in the backfield, all over that one. Number 66, is that 66?
68.
68 for the Roadrunners. Nice big hole filler, Laren Nez Jr. You saw that running back basically run into a brick wall. He looked like he was going to go somewhere, and then smack right into a big number 68, Laren Nez.
Sierra's on the right side.
Going to bring up 3rd and long, maybe a 3rd and 8 for Ganado. Got number 83 out here to the near side. Got some nice bright neon shoes. They're going to pitch it. Going to try to cut it inside, but once again, those defenders of Holbrook, 68, there he is again. He's having the series of his life right now. Laren Nez gets into the backfield, drops him for a loss.
It shows he's a junior here. I don't remember that name from last year. I wonder if he is a new kid at Holbrook High School.
Could be a transfer. Could have been a sophomore that had a growth spurt. But
big,
he is fired
big
up.
Growth spurt. I don't remember any kids that big. He looks like he's got to be 220, 230.
And can I tell you what I love about that big kid? I don't care if you're big for being big's sake, but that's a big kid with some spunk. He made that tackle, and he jumped up excited. You got to be careful. Don't taunt. He didn't taunt. He handled it appropriately, but he was excited. It looks like there was a turnover on that one because they're going to call that Holbrook ball. I never saw that ball come loose. I don't know if the down marker was wrong, but a little pitch out as Montijo tries to get here to the near side of the field. He's going to be dragged down for no gain. Putting those wheels on, though, you saw Montijo. He's got some speed. He just couldn't quite get an edge. You do see these players playing both ways, so, we're calling Laren Nez with a great defensive stand. As you watch him turn around, though, he just turned around and became an offensive lineman there. We are going to have a timeout, it looks like. I believe it's got to be Holbrook this time. I believe Ganado's out of timeouts. So with 6:27 to go here in the first half, Holbrook leading 22-0, and Holbrook will call a timeout. Get them some water. Like I said, they're playing both ways. These players are tired. You know, we're calling Montijo both ways. We're calling Nez both ways. We're calling these players are giving everything. A lot of times you have your JV dressed out here so they can start to get some experience, but you can see the size difference between the ones that are standing here on the sidelines versus the ones that are making the plays in the game. But these young kids on the sidelines, before long, they're going to be those big kids making the plays on the field, and that's why you want to see that sideline full out here.
And if you continue to see the scoring that Holbrook's had, hopefully we'll get to see some of these freshmen and sophomores from the JV team get a little bit of playing time. You know, they had, I believe they were supposed to have a game, but it got canceled. And so they'll be having a game next week. It'll be nice to get on the field before then. Absolutely.
You can't replace on-field game time experience. It's just practice is never the same as these games live action. Oberrider looking to go deep. Got a man, Izzy Ramos. He's caught it. And then he'll be dropped immediately, but a big first down pass. I believe that was to number 13, Izzy Ramos. And again, he jumps up excited. You know, I have no problem with you showing that enthusiasm. Never in somebody's face, never in an aggressive manner, but be excited about it. It's a sport. It's fun. You want it to be fun. We want you to be excited about what you're doing out there. 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners again. Going to be a handoff this time to Nez. He's going to come here to the near side. He's going to barrel forward, and he's going to go down. He's going to be tackled just about the 19-yard line, it looks like. Going to bring up 2nd and 4. Hey, it's a new night for all of us. We're going to get our scoreboard fixed tonight. I was calling wrong plays and wrong numbers. Now we're going to go ahead and get the score fixed for us. It is 22-0 here with 5:52 to go here in the first half. 33 runs into the quarterback. It gives him kind of a hard start there. That was number 33, Matthew Montijo, on the carry. Matthias? Oh, Matthias. Totally says Matthias. Matthias or Matthias?
Matthias.
2 T's. Matthias. We do have a down road runner, though. Hate to see that early on in your season. He does look like he's in quite a bit of pain. I'm not sure who it was. That might. We won't speculate, but we do have a Holbrook road runner down.
There you go. There you go.
Looks like one of our linemen, one of our bigger guys, struggling there with his legs.
Yeah.
Want to give a shout out. Thank you, Painted Desert Ranch, for reminding us to update the score. We were able to have our video crew do that.
Yeah, Painted Desert Ranch. They have a big YouTube channel out there, out near Sanders. And if you're a YouTube person, yeah, go check out their channel. They have a pretty cool channel out there. What it's like to ranch out there on the reservation. Actually, I guess they're not on the reservation, but right next to the reservation.
I'm sure they do a lot of work with people on the reservation as well.
For sure.
Give a shout out there to Bert Sloan on YouTube land. Shout out to everybody again watching us. Let us know where you're from, who you're rooting for. If you got any kids, grandkids, cousin brothers, or anybody playing tonight, we'll give them a shout out as well.
If you know a number that we don't know from Ganado, let us know that. Well, they are going to bring over the ambulance. I don't know that they called for them yet per se, but they're going to bring it over. You always have the ambulance here at the field as a precaution, but the refs are going to go ahead and tell the players to stay back. A lot of times your players want to go check on their teammate, but they're going to go ahead and pull them back and give them some room to take a look at this down Holbrook Roadrunner. Again, we're still not sure who that is that's down. Do you know who it is? But we got good crew here tonight. They're going to take really good care of our Roadrunners and the Ganado Hornets out here tonight. But that's one of the downsides of any sport, and football is an aggressive one. You hate to see when a player gets hurt.
Well, that's why what you mentioned earlier, when it comes to play calling, when it comes to referees watching for issues in the game, their number one priority is to protect the football players.
Amen.
I mean, at the high school level especially, you don't want to see any kid do so much damage to themselves that they're out for the rest of their lives and they can't play another sport again.
Yeah, we all know people that have played high school sports and still deal. You know, they're 40 years old now and still dealing with lingering body issues that happen from playing high school sports. You just want to be so protective of it. Sports are fun, and I think they're healthy. I think there's a lot of health benefits that come from playing them. There's a lot of mental health benefits that come from it. This is not a statement against sports by any means, but it as you said, it highlights the importance of those officials. That, like I said, I've been in those trainings, and I promise you that every official I've ever done a job with or been in a meeting with is always mostly concerned about protecting the players on that field.
Right.
Every
I know
time.
we had that experience last year when we were coaching or reffing a 7th or 8th grade game where there was a call that was made by you, and it was questionable. But when you explained to the team, to the coach, it was a visiting team, what your intention was for making that call, he backed off. He said, yeah, okay, no, I understand. I completely agree now that you mentioned that. Let's go ahead and do that.
And to Steven's credit, he did look it up in the rule book, and we were right.
What does the handbook say?
It was actually pretty obvious, right? You know, it's one of those that if you can see some potential for someone to get hurt in that play, then they've created a reason not to let that play happen.
Right.
So again, a lot of good staff and support staff gathered around our Holbrook Roadrunner player as they look like it's. Again, we won't speculate about what's wrong with them. It's just we really have no idea from this far away, but we can speculate and know that he's got good staff around him, going to take care of him, make sure he gets the best medical care he needs. They've got everyone looking for their best interest right now.
So
we do have 5:38 to go still in the game, in the first half as well.
My wife came up here just now and let us know who it was. It's actually Slade Allison.
Oh.
So Slade Allison, I know he's been dealing with issues with his arm. He actually dislocated his elbow a couple of times in football and then again in wrestling last year.
Gotcha.
But, you know, so a kid that's been hurt a couple of times, you just hate to see it again because you don't want it to prevent him from doing other athletics and getting scared. Sometimes when you're scared or when you're nervous because you have been hurt before, it makes you tense up and you have a greater likelihood of getting hurt again.
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why they wait so long to bring a player back is you want to make sure it's not just is the injury healed, but is your confidence healed behind it? Because like you said, if you don't, you know, we've all done the experiment where you try to break a board with just swinging your hand at it, and if you just kind of swing your hand at it, it hurts your hand a whole lot. But if you're capable of breaking it and you swing through it, it doesn't hurt you that bad. And that's the same thing true on a football field, right? If you're gonna have the confidence to run into that guy that's running at you, you're gonna be safer than you thought. But if you pull up in any way, right? If you get nervous and you're afraid you're gonna get hurt, and you let off that gas, and they just drill you, you're gonna get hurt a lot worse.
Yeah, you will.
And maybe that's a life lesson in there too that these boys are out there learning, right?
Yep.
Just take life on full force, because you know what? Sometimes it's gonna hurt, but it hurts worse
Stutter
if you
step,
don't.
but don't get scared. Stutter step, but don't get
That's
scared.
right. That's right.
Once again, you know, a couple of you on YouTube land started giving some shout outs. And so we got Darnell Nez, shout out from Justina Nez. She couldn't be here tonight to watch her son because of work.
Oh.
So she's watching via YouTube.
Hey, you can be proud of your son tonight. He has been a stud on the field tonight. Like I said, I couldn't have given him a better compliment had I tried to compare him to Shem Bowman, the late, great Shem Bowman. And I mean it. Like, I haven't seen that kind of downfield running since probably Shem Bowman on this field.
I wasn't lucky enough to watch him on the field, but one thing I did, and you know, Shem Bowman, he's this past year he did pass away, and so there is some reverence there when we use his name when we talk about him on the in this program. But not only was Shem a great guy on the field, he was a great guy. He was my son's swim coach, and you know, Darnell Nez, I'm going to make the comparison. I had Darnell Nez in class. I've had him in wrestling. Once again, not only a top-notch football player, as we've seen tonight, top-notch kid.
I love
just
that.
in general. Good kid, kind, laughing, smiling all the time.
Love that.
All the time. So, Justine Inez, you're doing it right.
Great job. And I have no hesitation to know that Shem Bowman would not be offended in the least to have somebody compared. You know, he was the most generous and kind, and if you can get him to follow in his footsteps off the field as well, another great roadrunner representing our Holbrook roadrunner. Once a roadrunner, always a roadrunner, right?
That's right. Then we have Alea Darling from the Valley, as we call it here in Arizona, rooting on Marcus Obrider, her brother.
Oh, very cool.
So we're glad to have you here with us as well, Marcus. Another one of those, not only an athlete, but he's a scholar athlete, student council, 3 sports, you know, going all year long, in the weight room all the time, paying attention. He's got some pretty dang good Spanish too.
Really?
You know, I might have to say.
Well,
I
you would
wonder
know.
who his teacher was.
Yeah, I highly recommend a teacher.
Me too.
Oh, good news. We got Slade. Is that Slade Allison? Is
Yep,
that who he said
Slade,
it was? He's
Slade,
up on
he's
his
up.
feet. That's great news. Looks like they did put some kind of a brace on his leg. So something with the leg, with his left leg, around down on the lower leg, as they're gonna help him get off the field. But hey, you love to see him. You know, he's definitely not being carried off the field. He's being assisted off the field. Definitely not carried off the field.
And it looks like he's going to a car, not an ambulance.
That's always
So
good too
that's a
for your
good
pocketbook,
sign.
right?
Yes.
That's right. They got a car pulled in for him. That way you can choose which hospital you want to go visit as well. You take that ambulance ride and they dictate for you. You jump in that car. You like to see that. The superintendent there, right there by his side, helping him to the sideline as well.
I think he was out there before anybody else
I
was.
agree.
Dr. Corporate's checking things out.
You know, it's got to be hard to be a boss of any place, but I got to give a shout out to Dr. Corporate. It'll sound like kissing up, but I mean it. He has always had the best interest of these kids here in Holbrook at his heart of hearts, and we're just so grateful to have a superintendent that cares so much about the kids and making sure these athletic programs are supported and sustained and funded, and that we can come out here on these evenings together and celebrate together. We are grateful for an administration that they don't have to do that. There are places that have made those cuts and don't permit that to happen. Looks like one of the Holbrook players is going to have to come off for a minute as he's got a wardrobe malfunction. Guess we don't call it a wardrobe here, but he is going to have to come off and get his helmet fixed before he can go back in the game. But we'll bring in a substitute. Third down, a little high snap, but Overrider able to jump up there and bring it down, and he's still able to hand it off to number 33. Great job there by Overrider. What could have been a disaster. It does turn into a loss of a couple, but he really saved what could have been a lot worse, as he was able to just fingertip that and bring it back down and even get it handed off. Going to bring up 4th and 8. You know, when you're down that long, that was almost like they finally got him off field and got action going. It's almost like a halftime. And you're cold, right? You've been sitting for a while. You've got to get that blood flowing and that energy going in the right direction as well. Is that your brother? Hey, Braden.
There we have a bad snap where Marcus Obrider grabs the ball, jumps up, and he gets a few yards back.
He got a few yards
knew it
back.
was important for him to make it as far up that field as he could, and great effort there from Marcus Obrider to try to save a few yards on that play.
Again, coming out cold, the snaps, you before game, you practice those snaps. Even coming out at halftime, you practice those snaps. And then you just sat for a while, and it took him a minute to get back in. And we paid the price there, as that will be a turnover on downs. That was 4th down, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Ganado Hornets. Not terrible for the Roadrunners, though. Ganado still looking at a 70-yard field to get into the end zone.
And if history repeats itself, Holbrook should be able to stop this. However, the Ganado Hornets, they've got to get something put together here to take the ball down the field, or it's just going to continue to deflate their confidence.
Absolutely. Uh-oh, got a little after the play action, and 2 flags on that one. The Holbrook player almost got away with one. He kind of held on a little long, and that caused the Ganado player to react, and he drew a flag. But then the Holbrook player went again and drew a 2nd flag. So I think we're going to have 2 personal fouls here, based on what it looked like I saw go down. But they're going to talk about it and see. But definitely after the play, the little extracurriculars that had no business being a part of that. No need for that. There we go. Personal foul on the offense. Personal foul on the defense. Exactly what we saw. They got into it afterwards. They're offsetting, so the ball won't move. It'll still be second down because it was after the play. The only real consequence to that now is if that player gets another personal foul, they're ejected.
Gotcha. And I'm not sure what number that was from either side. I didn't really catch the numbers on that play.
Either.
You know, and things are getting heated. You
Yeah.
know, in their being aggressive, you just gotta, you know, as you would see and remember the Titans, you've got to learn to harness that aggression.
Amen.
Use it in the right way.
Amen. And we were, you know, they put a live microphone on us. They got to be careful what we're going to say. But my daughter's a sixth grader and she's playing sixth grade softball here for the Holbrook team. And we went to her first game last night and she was pitching. And I love my daughter to death, and she is the most confident girl, undeserved confidence. She doesn't know how to pitch. But she doesn't know any better.
She
But
just
goes out
started,
there
right?
and does, yeah, she just started. And to her credit, she doesn't care that she doesn't know how to pitch. She's just going to go for it. But she has no fire behind her. And it just drives me nuts. And that's what I love to see on any team I watch. Like, yeah, we want to be good athletes. We want to be good sportsmen. But the fire's allowed. You're allowed to get chippy. You're allowed to get, aggressive. Just keep it sportsmanlike.
Exactly. And you want to see kids hold on to it. I remember as a wrestling coach, there are some kids that I have to talk to. I had one wrestler, Shumway. We had to teach him, hey, it's okay to be aggressive. It's okay to get a little bit heated and frustrated.
To feel it.
Don't be mean and be a jerk to somebody, but you're going out there to wrestle and have an aggressive 6 minutes. Football field is no different. You're out there to be aggressive, not to hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Amen.
Maybe after the game.
After the game, shake hands
Right?
and
But
hug it up afterwards. I agree. Yeah, 100%.
they're still not your enemy. They're still not your enemy. They're just your
Absolutely.
opponent.
I got a great story about that coming up here after this fourth down play. Ganado looking at a big fourth down. Defense all over the backfield. He's looking to throw. Gets hit right as he throws. Just popped in the air. It's dropped. No harm, no foul. The turnover happens right there. The crowd wanted the interception, but the result of the play is the exact same. It's a turnover. Holbrook gets the ball. So Holbrook takes over on a turnover downs, 1st and 10 from the 35. All right, so here's my –
Right there you saw Victor Sayas. He was up on top going, I got the ball, and
Yeah.
Daniel was diving from far away.
those big men don't usually get a chance for that. So, for their sake, you want them to be able to have that glory of that interception they carry with them forever.
He got his heart pounding at 190 beats per minute right there.
I love it. He probably in his mind thought he was going to take it back for a touchdown too. And who knows? You got that fire. I love it when those big linemen run 90 yards and have to bring the oxygen out to them at the end of the play. Those are my favorite.
Hey, that was for the Steelers when they beat the Cardinals
Yeah.
in the Super
No,
Bowl.
we don't talk about that. That still makes my stomach hurt. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Holbrook taking a run to the far side. Number 37, Darnell Nez, as we talked about. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, but didn't bother him one bit as he still gets forward, drags a couple defenders with him, going to pick up about 4.5. It's going to be just shy of the 30-yard line. So bring up second and a long 5 for the Roadrunners. Got one back in the backfield hanging out with Mr. Oberreiter. He's going to stay in the block position. He's looking to throw downfield. Got a man. They go up for it. Jump ball. Izzy Ramos comes down with it. Going to be a catch inside the 5. Comes up with that beast yell. I love it. You got to be proud of yourself. That's like we talked about. That's such a harder catch to make than it looks like. You're running one way. You got to turn your body. He's a big boy. He gets that body around. Got a man in his face. Basically a jump ball. Who's coming down with it? Izzy Ramos is coming down with it. 1st and goal inside the 5.
We might have to check his gloves for pine tar.
Watch out. Handoff up the middle. Darnell Nez does the rest of the work. Takes it in for another Roadrunner touchdown. One big man to another. That's my kind of football. Loving what we're seeing out of the Roadrunners tonight. Big throw downfield, then a big power play right up the middle for 6. Going to bring up the score 28-0 pending the 2-point conversion. 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
It doesn't look like these Holbrook Roadrunners are slowing down. They're playing both sides of the ball. going up and down this field, and they're not slowing down. Even these big guys are doing good. I wonder how many sprints they do at practice.
Got a little out route there going. Looks like he's trying to hit Izzy Ramos as he's trying to do a little slant coming across the middle. A little bit of a low throw. Goes down for it, but can't hang on to it. Going to be no good on the 2-point conversion. Score will remain 28-0. Holbrook leading with 2 minutes and 1 second to go here in the first half. All right, while they're setting up, I got to tell you my story about aggressive football players. So my dad, George Gardner, pretty well known around these parts, but he's well known for being a choir director. Little unknown fact, he was actually a state championship football coach as well before he came to Holbrook. And he tells the story of he had a football player that was being recruited by Brigham Young University. They wanted this player to come, and they said they watched him, and they were recruiting him to come, but they were deciding whether they wanted to scholarship him, to offer him a scholarship. But they reached out to my dad as the coach and said, we like what he plays. We just don't we don't know if he's aggressive enough. Can you tell us if he's aggressive enough to play at this next level? And my dad said, the story way he told it, he said, I'll get back to you. And he went back to the field the next day, and he said he just started getting in that kid's face all day. Just started getting on him, yelling at him for everything he did wrong. Just started pestering the heck out of him because he was just a really even-keeled, even-tempered kid. And finally, he got him so aggressive, got him so riled up. He started to see him riled up, and he said, all right, I'm going to be the kick returner. I want you to hit me. And the player said, you want me to hit you? And he said, let's go. You get a shot at me. And he said, and that kid nailed him so hard that he felt comfortable going back to BYU saying, yeah, go ahead and offer that kid a scholarship. He can be aggressive.
You want to hit your coach like that?
Yeah, that was back in the old days, you know. It was, my dad was born in the 1930s, so it was a different world back then when he was coaching. But
I don't know if that would fly in today's world.
That's right. But the truth of it is still true, right? You got to see that aggressive. You got to see that aggressive football play on the field. And we talked a lot about it tonight, but what we're saying is we're seeing it, and that's a big deal. We haven't always seen that here on our Holbrook football field, and we are definitely seeing that tonight, and it's exciting. So Ganado after the kickoff return, he's looking like it might have been a broken play. The quarterback's going to keep it. It looked like he was looking for someone to pitch it to, nobody there, and now he's brought down by a gaggle of Roadrunners. Is that what you call a group of Roadrunners, or is it a gaggle?
That's a gaggle of geese.
Is it a gaggle? Dwayne, do you know?
I just say flock.
A flock. He says a flock of Roadrunners.
Why are you asking Dwayne? We have an English teacher right next to him.
Oh, yeah, that's the English teacher next to him.
Shouldn't he have quite the large vocabulary?
He's ducking out of this science. We have a math teacher, an art teacher, and an English teacher. And nobody knows what a group of Roadrunners is. Can we rely on the internet? Can the internet pull through for us, our YouTube listeners?
I looked at it. Yeah, internet. Let's see. You guys got to look up and let us know what it is, what the official name of a group of Roadrunners is.
I'm voting for gaggle. It's probably not, but it's just fun to say.
You know, we've got a swarm of hornets.
Swarm of hornets. Okay,
right?
that's right.
So
got
now,
the hornets there.
A gaggle of Roadrunners. That doesn't sound very tough.
That's true. A swarm is much more intimidating.
Maybe that's where we struggle with aggression sometimes.
Got to come up with the right word for it. All right, let us know, Internet. We need it. Internet's undefeated, I've heard.
So we have a question here from somebody, from Laro. What's the Roadrunner mascot name? Is it just Roadrunner?
That's a great question. I honestly don't think our Roadrunner has a name. They probably need to change, and maybe they have in the past. Let's ask the old guys.
Steve. I vote Steve.
I'm going to ask the old guys down the way. Hey, old guys down the way that have been here for years. Does the Roadrunner have a name? Oh, never mind. They're making announcements. We'll have to wait for them. So on that third down attempt, number 15 for the Ganado Hornets is smashed just shy of getting back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to be dropped for about a yard loss. Going to bring up 4th and 9. The half might run out. Looks like they're just going to let time expire, and they're not going to run another play. They're not going to let Holbrook have one more shot at it. Wisely, Ganado lets that clock run out as we bring it to the end of one, with Holbrook leading 28-0 as we go into the halftime. We're going to take a halftime break with you guys as well. Come back here in just about 20 minutes or 15. What's the halftime nowadays? Well, wait, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Come back in 10 minutes, and we're going to do some research to see if that Roadrunner has a name before we come back. First, are we ready?
Right.
Oh, I guess we're ready. Welcome back.
We're
He
on.
unmuted
We're
us.
on.
We're back. We were just talking about how it's taken us a while to get back. That is a huge moth attacking us. Sorry. I don't do well with bugs. That thing's huge.
What do you mean you don't do well with bugs?
Moths? Anything?
Moths. They can't bite you.
I know, but they're ugly. Sorry, if you're moth lovers out there, I didn't mean to offend. Well, welcome back to second half action here at Roadrunner Stadium, where you're joined by, my name is Kyle Gardner, choir teacher at the Holbrook High School. That moth is after me. Sorry, you can introduce yourself.
And Stephen Carbonneau, Spanish teacher, maestro de español
Ooh, maestro de
in
español.
Holbrook High School.
I like it. Opening kickoff's going to drop into the hands of not Izzy Ramos. That's going to go into Nez, Darnell Nez. He's going to run it back, getting about a 15-yard return, taking it to the 35-yard line, where the Holbrook will take over to start the second half. So Holbrook had the opening kickoff, which means they got to receive the second half kickoff, and they'll be the first ones to have the ball.
You know, I wanted to let you know I did my homework over the break.
Over the 10-minute break?
Yeah, over the 10-minute break. And it looks like what we have out there is a marathon of Roadrunners.
A marathon of Roadrunners.
Or a race of Roadrunners.
A race, I like it.
And Ronnie, the Roadrunner.
I also heard other, so there's been at least 2 different names for the Roadrunner. So apparently, oh, we got a handoff here going to Montijo as he's going to stay on his feet. Some magic there. What do we call that? Sorcery there almost, as he's able to stay on his feet running through the pile. And he's going to get 4 yards on that first down run. So we were just talking to the English teacher there, and he said that back in the old days, they used to have the Roadrunner Sage. I guess it was a newspaper. And in the newspaper, they called it, what did they call it? Roadrunner Sam? Roadrunner Sam. So we've heard Ronnie the Roadrunner and Roadrunner Sam now. And Mr. Hawk, the art teacher, said he's voting for Robbie Roadrunner. So
Yeah, but we had to remind him that that's his boss's name.
that's true. Yeah, he is Robbie the Roadrunner as the superintendent. Second down run for another 4 yards. Great, another pickup by Montijo. As Holbrook gonna keep it on the ground for the first 2 plays of the second half. I vote. I don't get a vote, but my vote is we turn it into a competition. We come up with a name for the Roadrunner. We do like some kind of online vote for the new name of the Roadrunner here.
I think I like that.
Little pass out to the wide receiver out in the flat. Going to stay on his feet. Gets forward. Number 9 stays on his feet some more. Chase Sami turns that nice, what was probably going to be a 3-yard gain into a 10-yard gain, taking it across midfield into Hornet territory.
That's another example of an individual that's been on this program for 4 years. Chase Sammy, a senior now, a leader on that team. He knows that you get hit once, no, I'm not going down. I'm going to keep on going.
Bring me like a candy bar or something.
And the Roadrunners line up with 3 wide and one close. Fake handoff. Marcus Holbrighter takes it, and he's running up the far side of the field, taking it for a good 15 yards, and he gets a first down. Great eyes right there from Marcus Holbrighter. He, I don't know if it was going to be a fake, but he faked me out, and he kept the ball, got the team a first down.
Whether it's an intended fake or not, it's a fake, right? Because we were faked. Indubitably, is that a word? Faked. First down deep in the Hornet territory now is inside the 30-yard line out of the 25. First and 10. Oberreiter in the shotgun position. This time looking to pass. He's going to dump it off into the flat. Head number 2, Daniel Montijo in the area of the pass. I think he kind of just threw it into the ground to get rid of it. Saves himself a sack. Going to bring up second and 10 for the Roadrunners. You can't get away from it. I'm up here in the booth, and my daughter finds me asking for money.
Well,
and she got it.
Yep, you got it. That's great. I had to go ask my wife for the money.
That's the better way to do it for sure.
She has to hold it. I'll spend all of it.
Good, smart plan there. Make the wife keep it. Second and 10 for the Roadrunners. Shotgun once again. This time is going to be a draw play. He's still keeping his eyes downfield, though. Spin move. Can't quite get away from the defender this time, though. As Daniel, that would be, I think this one was on the list now. I haven't been paying attention for a while, but I think there was a number 1 on there. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Sorry, Ganado. Number 1 for the Ganado Hornets on the tackle there. Great job. You know, there is Oberreiter's as a tough catch, but he was able to grab on and not let go and bring him down for no gain. So 3rd and 10 for the Roadrunners. It's Holbrook stalling for a second here. They've been driving pretty well. But you're definitely in 4-down territory here. Don't have to get all 10 at once. Don't get over aggressive. Just keep playing your game. Your game's been working for you so far tonight. We'll see what they do on this 3rd down possession. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Quarterback by himself, definitely a draw play. Drew those defenders out, and he's got room to run. He's going to pop it to the outside. Makes another man miss. Makes a second man miss. Still on his feet, right on the sideline. Finally knocked out hard, but not before he gets down inside the 20, down to close to the 15, maybe even 10-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 14, it looks like. So Oberreiter right there showing those. Again, we talked about it. I said he's a hard man to catch. So props to number 1 on the previous play that was able to hold on. This time, 3 defenders not able to catch him before he gains that 1st down plus some. Montijo joins Oberreiter in the backfield this time. Going to hand it to Montijo as he dances up, gets to the far side, got a blocker right in front of him, just follows right behind number 9, Chase Sami, leads his way in. Going to be a touchdown for Mr. Daniel Montijo. Handoff up the middle. We are seeing an ambulance go to the other side of the field. Looks like there is a player for Ganado Hornets that's needing a little medical attention. Looks like they're just going to take a look at him. You know, sometimes a player gets hurt and they're able to get to the sideline, and then they just need a little bit more medical attention. So hope everything's okay there with whatever player that might be there for the Ganado Hornets. Going for 2 is the Roadrunners this time. Kyle Smith in the backfield with him. Kyle Smith's going to get the handoff, goes to the outside, got a little bit of room to run, stays on his feet. Diving tackle misses for Ganado, and Kyle Smith gets the 2-point conversion. Bringing the score up another 2 points for the Holbrook Roadrunners. Go for 2 and it's good. So with 8 minutes and 16 to go, the Holbrook Roadrunners strike again as they will prepare to kick off to the Ganado Hornets. What's YouTube telling us tonight, Steven?
Well, Laverne George, I don't know where they're writing us in from, but they're wondering who's winning right now. Holbrook, not sure if maybe it's not showing up on your side right now. It's 34 Holbrook, 0 Ganado.
8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
This has got to be an exciting game for the Holbrook Roadrunners, being able to come out on their first game and hold a lead like this. For the Ganado Hornets, it's an opportunity to say, hey, let's try some new stuff. Things aren't working right now. We've got to change things up. Or do you just stick with the plan and hope it works out?
I definitely think you're seeing positive things from Ganado. You saw a lot of miscommunication early, right? Not getting the right players in the right places at the right time. A lot of that's just going to be early year, you know, trying to get things going. And I bet you this Ganado team's going to tighten some things up here as they progress throughout the year. Nice good kick there for the Roadrunners. Going to be dropped out of the hands of the Ganado Hornets. Going to be picked up by the back. He's got a lane to run and going to get hit hard by number 88. And it's actually going to get people fired up a little bit. 88 on a hard hit. See who that was. Tristan Cowboy. It's not a textbook form tackle, but it sure feels good when you can rock somebody like that. So as we look forward to the Roadrunner schedule going forward, you know, tonight's a great night to get a good feel of how things are going. We're hosting Ganado, but we have a big test, big matchup coming in next week, 9-2 on September 2nd, as we travel down the Battle of I-40 to take on the Winslow Bulldogs. That's going to be the first, you know, last year was actually a pretty good matchup early with that Winslow team. And I'm excited to see what Holbrook does this year against that Winslow team. Always a tough Winslow team. Ganado looking to throw outside. Perfectly read the route there is Oberreiter for the interception. Going to slow down, take his time. He takes it back for the pick 6. Quarterback knew how to read quarterback. So Oberreiter, quarterback for the Roadrunners, turns into cornerback on defense and turns it into 6 points. Going to bring that score up to 40-0. Now here's where it gets tricky, right? You're going to go for 2 here. If they get the 2 points, it turns to a running clock. 42-point rule in high school football means we have a running clock once you go up 42 points over the other team. So what's normally not a big deal, this is kind of an important 2-point conversion just to get that clock moving a little bit. It's a mercy rule.
Yep.
You want to beat somebody, but you want to be merciful about it too. But great heads-up play there by Oberreiter. You can see that one coming. The little out routes are tough because, again, that defender has a better position on you than the offensive player does.
Right. And Holbrook's been in the position that Ganado's in right now before. So they know what it's like to be in a game like this. And, it just goes to show, once again, the progress that the Roadrunners have made.
Absolutely.
Over the last couple of years.
Holbrook actually decides to go for the kick. They actually go for one, and it gets blocked. Doesn't get off the ground very well, so the score will remain 40-0 as the Roadrunners get ready to kick off once again to the Ganado Hornets. So we've talked about it before a little earlier on tonight, but if you get a chance to come out, I think it helps when you're winning. But the culture or the feel out here tonight among this crowd is just, it's a pretty full stands out here tonight. People are enjoying the company of one another, enjoying the weather. It's just a great atmosphere, that school culture. Come out if you got a chance to come out to the game. It's well worth your time. Come out here. Beyond the football game, you've got the great concession stands. You've got halftime entertainment, the band performing, the cheerleaders performing. I better warn you, I talked to the coaches at halftime and said, I'm bringing my sound system next time. Put me on the books. Talk to whoever you need to talk to, but we're going to crank some music next home game for them.
Absolutely. I'm going to be there right there with you, lugging those speakers around.
They're heavy, but we're going to bring them.
Those girls, they work hard. They're proud of what they do. They're excited to be here and cheer for the team and perform. We need to be able to hear them.
And that'll be on September 9th. So come out September 9th. We're going to bring out the sound system. We're going to get it thumping in here to watch our cheerleaders at halftime. Great open field tackle there for the Roadrunners. Number 47.
Tatum Cowboy.
Hey, looks like a younger brother maybe to Tristan.
Maybe.
Great open field tackle. You love that textbook tackle when you get out of the open field, just that great wrap up, tackle him low. No chance to get away from that. Drops him right back where they will start their first possession as the Hornets looking at a long field as they start from their own 18-yard line. We're at 7:51 to go here in the third quarter. We do have a late whistle coming in. I'm not sure what's going on exactly. So there's going to be a timeout. Timeout Ganado. So Ganado not liking something they're seeing. Again, we talked about that struggle of getting that personnel set in the right positions. But I think it's smart, right, for that coach. Timeout, get your players in the right position, be successful. It's not like you're going to need to save a timeout for a last-minute drive or something like that. Like, call the timeout, get your players in the right position, find some success here in the second half.
I was just looking over there at the Ganado side. And we are quite a ways away, but I do believe I see two gentlemen over there that I recognize from the wrestling program.
Oh, really?
It just brought to my mind the importance of, and I know you did this earlier, but again, just a shout out to the coaches. I mean, we've got Sean Hawley who came over here, but we've also got a lot of community members that are volunteering their own time to be out here with our students, your kids. So big thanks goes out to all of you coaches, all of the sideline players, everybody that's out there.
It takes a village, right? But it's a village that loves to do it, and you just know that it's so much better when the kids appreciate it. And we do have grateful kids here that appreciate the time and energy spent for them. Even if we do have police officers here, I think you're under arrest, Steven. The Holbrook PD is here looking to talk to you.
I might be. Although he just hasn't found out what I've done.
Were you illegally parked?
No, I verified that with the sheriff.
Oh, good job. I did too, yeah, thanks.
I said, do I need to tell you why I'm here? He said, are you working?
That's right.
Yes. That's all
working.
I need to know.
Going to bring up second down for the Ganado Hornets as they get no gain on that first down play. Looks like they're getting set. Holbrook looking to at least fake a blitz. They stay back. That line folds on the Ganado Hornets, and Holbrook once again able to get there on the tackle. Number 66 for the Roadrunners, Victor Size, sophomore, So you like to see some of that young players get in there here in the second half. Great tackle there.
Speaking of the younger players, I see here on the sideline we've got number 18, Theron Johns, warming up his arm. He's a junior listed as a quarterback. I wonder if they're going to give him a shot under the lights tonight.
Yeah, we'll see that. You've definitely seen him right there, right in front of us. You know, we talk about Oberreiter and the blessing it was for him to get those early reps as a varsity quarterback. The blessing comes if you can even get them late in games like this. If you can get strong leads, you can still pass on some of that experience to these younger players. Quarterback going to keep it all the way out to himself, but there we go. There's a race of road runners, a marathon of road runners there to meet him. Going to stop him about the line of scrimmage, maybe call it a gain of 1. Oh, but you hate to see that. Number 3 comes up limping for the Ganado Hornets. Oh, they're actually going to say he was dropped for a loss, so it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down and some change, so 4th down and 11. And looks like they might bring on a punt unit here for Ganado. You'd hate to turn the ball over here this deep in your own territory. You know you're down 40 and you want to get something going, but it's never good to turn it over that deep in your field. So there we go. We got number 14 back, or excuse me, number 10 deep for the Hornets, ready to punt it away. Can you see what number that is back here to receive? Sorry, we don't have the spotters, you know, like in the pros, they got like spotters. Yeah, it's Oberreiter. He's going to field it right at the 40. Got 2 men, makes them both miss. Good job by the defender, pulls up. Oh, there's a flag. Yeah, and he even taunted over the top of him. 2 flags. Holbrook, got to be careful on those, right? On these plays, again, you don't think about it too much. You're just trying to throw a block. You're just trying to help your player get too much. But it's one of the most dangerous football plays is kickoffs and punt returns. And so officials are just going to err on the side of protection every time. If there's a question of whether you're going to, you're going to rock that guy's world, I know. But if he's not looking or he's not ready for that or he doesn't see you coming, you've got to be square in front of him. You cannot be to the side of him. You cannot be behind him. You can't even be, on the front corner of him if he's running sideways per se. And we're grateful for that. We've seen a couple injuries tonight already, right? We don't want to see anybody get injured. Just get in front of that player. You don't have to blow up their world. Just slow them down. Just freeze them up.
And you know the excitement's there because
Oh, yeah.
you see a hit, but and it's tough even from up here because when I saw that happen, even I thought, man, great hit, but it's hard to tell whether or not that guy was gonna get Marcus or not, right? That's 1. 2, he had his head turned.
Yeah, they have to see it coming. That's such a weird idea for a defender to know, like for them to have to be alert enough to go, does he see me coming or not? But frankly, that's the rule, so that's what you got to do. Great run on 1st down for number 33, Mateus Montijo. So we're getting the other Montijo brother. He's a freshman, and a great run. He gets that 1st down. 1st down for the Roadrunners.
Matthias might be a freshman, but he is built like a freshman in college.
Really?
He is. He is a big kid, strong kid, and I don't want to have him running into me.
Yeah. Is he going to wrestle for you this year too?
I sure hope so.
We better put him on the lookout. There's the handoff once again to the younger brother, Mateus Montijo. Once again, a good strong run. This time as he comes to the near side, you can see it. Like you said, you can tell he's a freshman, a little bit younger frame. But the core is there. He's going to be a fun player to watch coming up over the next few years here at Holbrook High School. So, again, another reason to come out to the game. Watch some of these young players develop, and then in the next couple of years, as we have with Oberreiter and the older brother, Daniel Montijo, also a senior, getting to see them develop into these players that they are today. 2nd down and 4 for the Roadrunners. Oberreiter still in at quarterback. We do have a whistle calling the play dead.
Number 18 is in at quarterback.
Oh, it was a change, was it?
Yeah, it was a change.
Good job. I missed that.
We got Theron James Jr. at quarterback, and
like
we were mentioning earlier, they're in a position right now, Holbrook is, where they can allow some of their younger second-string players have some time under the lights. And just because they're second string doesn't mean that they're not good.
Yeah, they've been going up against our first string for a while, but it's different. You want to go up against somebody that's not from your same team. It just feels so much different. They're used to going up against first stringers. Just in practice. There it is again to Matthias, this time he's going to be caught and spun around in the backfield. He's going to lose some on that one. They're going to mark him down for about probably a 3 or 4 yard loss. Again, that's just a little bit of that younger frame, right? It was a little easier to kind of throw him backwards, where the older Montijo can kind of run through those arm tackles.
Yep.
And he'll get there. This kid's going to get there.
The older one is smaller than the younger
Yeah.
one. Matthias is definitely a bigger kid, but it's that man strength.
That's right. It's a real thing. So when you talk about these young players going up to big boys, you're overcoming a couple levels of difficulty there. Here we go. We got 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 here to the near side, one back in the backfield, or 2 in the backfield for the quarterback. A little crossing route. And it looks like they're trying to set up a little screen pass there as the quarterback does get nailed. He tries to just do a little dunk pass there into the backfield. But they got to him a little too quick, and he had to get rid of it before the receiver was ready to catch it. So it will just fall incomplete. Going to bring up 4th down and 13. All right, so we're getting all kinds of information about the Roadrunner. Here's one from Robin Gonzalez. She said, it's so funny because nowadays they call him Ronnie the Roadrunner, but originally in the 50s, from some yearbooks, and what her mom told her, he was called Roadrunner Sam. Every morning they would have an announcement that would say something like Roadrunner Sam says. So apparently going back, if you go back far enough, it was Roadrunner Sam.
I don't know. Do we bring that back?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Who do we have to get approval from?
I think the new principal. Once again, play is going to be blown dead as they line up to punt. Holbrook High School has a new principal this year. His name is Mr. Cleet Hargrave. We're excited to have him here comes in from Chinle High School. He formerly was a principal out of Chinle High School. He's new to us at Holbrook High School. And we don't know him too well yet as teachers there, but so far so good. He's been a great principal to us, and we're excited to build some relationships with Mr. Hargrave here and the culture he's going to bring to Holbrook High School. Nice deep punt. Is it going to bounce? And the Roadrunners are there to cover, so there will be no return on this one. The ball's going to sit right at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Hornets will take over. The swarm of Hornets.
Swarm of Hornets. We have a swarm of children around us.
We do have
right
a swarm
now.
of children right now.
Most
of them are
that
yours.
we love about being in Holbrook, right?
That's right. So here we go. Hornets coming out as we have 3 minutes and 3 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hey, she brought me some money back, right? That
Money
doesn't
and
happen.
candy.
Money and candy back. So that was a win. See, that's a good daughter. She knows if she wants money in the future to bring some back.
When I think you gave her 1 bill, she gave you 2.
Yeah, double. She thinks she gave me double what I gave her. All right. Once again, we're seeing some of that confusion from Ganado. Didn't have enough players on the field, running one out late. And he's got to run to the other side of the field. So, again, not to pick on him too much, but that's a 40-yard run. He had to run from the other side of the line 40 yards over there and be ready to jump right into the first play. So just by not having your personnel on the field, it's more than you think it is, right? It's harder on those players than just, go in there. Yeah, go run 40 yards and then run a play immediately.
Well, the confusion there also was Ganado looked down and said, that's not my ball.
We had Holbrook ball still on the field. Good defense there good offensive line play there for Ganado. They were able to hold the pocket a little bit longer, but nobody's able to get open downfield, so he's going to turn and run, and he's going to gain. We're going to get a pickup of about 6 yards there.
There's a flag on the play.
But there is a flag in the backfield, usually in the area of holding. We'll see what it is. He's talking to Holbrook, so again, we're going to assume holding based on who he's talking to. There it is. There's the official call, holding on Ganado. I guess it caught me. I was like, good offensive line play there, and then turns out they're going to call it holding coming back. Hey, you know what?
And it was a late holding call, and that's the unfortunate thing.
Let go, right? You can hold. Just let go before the ref calls it. There's a lot of truth to that in football. It maybe doesn't sound good, but every play –
something's
did something going
wrong.
on. Somebody's being held. Something. Because it's a tough sport. You're doing everything you can to stop this 255-pound grown man, try to get by you. And you're telling me I can't hold him? I got to do something. I got to do something to keep him from getting back there. They're going to turn and run to the far side. Going to pick up a couple back, maybe one. Call it one back from the previous play. Going to bring up 2nd and 19. But, yeah, I used to coach junior high football, and the lineman wouldn't do anything. And I'm like, hold him. I don't care. I'd rather them call you for holding. Do something. Stop him. Tie his shoes together. Do something. Stop this guy. But it's a tough job, right? I've played linemen, and they're the unsung heroes, right? You know, there's a reason why if you watch those NFL quarterbacks, what did they buy them like motorcycles and diamond bracelets, and you know the quarterbacks know. Hey, there's a great run for the Ganado Hornets as he's going to take that one about 20. He needed 19. Looks like he's going to get 20 unless we see a flag. I don't see any flags. Going to be a great first down run there for the Ganado Hornets.
You know, I had that same conversation, the one you were talking about just now, with one of my students today. He's a lineman for the JV.
Yeah.
And I let him know. I said, you know, you're also one of the most important guys on the field.
Absolutely.
If you don't hold if you don't hold the defense, your quarterback can't do anything.
Yeah, that game is over before it begun, and that's the thing. They're not as exciting to watch unless you know what you're watching for. If you're a lineman that's been trained and you know what to watch for on the line, it's actually a pretty interesting battle to watch down there. I mean, because the line's doing interesting stuff depending on what kind of play it is. You may have pulling guards. You may have, they're dropping back into pass block coverage, and then you've got, different assignments for who's covering the linebacker. Am I covering, maybe I'm lined up as a tight end, but in this play, am I a receiving tight end or am I just a blocking tight end? And, you have 8-9 players between both teams together smashing into each other, and it looks like a big mess, but it's actually a very well orchestrated mess happening right there. Woo, almost sneaks through there for Ganado, gets nice and low, and the Roadrunner's able to just dive right down onto him. Looks like the ball came out there though, and I think the Ganado was able to hang on to it. They're going to bring up 3rd and 1. So Ganado, it's good for Ganado too. Obviously, there's a lot younger players for Holbrook on the field right now. A lot of the starters for Holbrook are sitting on the bench. They're turning into the support staff out here, cheering them on. But Holbrook still holding their own against this varsity squad of Ganado. So here, big 3rd down for Ganado with under 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, a little trick play. Got a big hole. He's going to go forward and going to be tackled by about 3 Roadrunners. They're going to drag him down after a gain of about 20, 25 yards. And that probably will take us to the end of the quarter. Well, the first down, they're going to stop the clock while they do it. We do have a Roadrunner down. Not a little slow to get up. They're going to give him a chance to get up on his own, though. They're not going to play it dead. All right, he got up. We're good. Once that gets set, there goes the clock. The referee spins his arm. We got 15 seconds. See if they get one last play off here before the end of the 3rd quarter. 9 seconds. And we got some whistle. We got the whistle blowing. Holbrook making some substitutions. I don't know why he blew the whistle. They don't normally get time to make a substitution. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They're able to get it off. Run up the middle again. Again, you're seeing that Ganado line start to win that battle as Holbrook's brought in some of those JV players. That strength, it shows you that true strength of that Holbrook line.
Yeah.
So that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Holbrook leading 40-0 as we get ready to start this 4th quarter. It's a little humid out here tonight too. My glasses keep fogging up.
Yeah, if I have them too close to my face, not your glasses, my glasses.
Yeah, your glasses too.
Yeah, my glasses too close to my face.
All this rain we've been getting here.
And the mosquitoes, I tried to put on a long sleeve shirt and I had to take it off because it's too hot.
I have a former student that is a hairstylist in the valley. They have their own. It's pretty cool. It's a couple kids from Holbrook, and they're not kids anymore by any means. And they got like a really nice hair studio in Scottsdale. Anyway, I follow him on Instagram, and he said, I've had to answer a question that I haven't had to answer since I've been doing this job, and people keep asking me what do I put in my hair for the humidity.
Yeah, Arizona's not known for its humidity.
Yeah.
For anybody that's visiting Arizona for the first time right now, this is not the norm.
Yeah.
We love it, but it is not the norm.
Yeah, you have to wonder. You have this brand new coach. He's from North Carolina, right?
What did he bring with him?
So, yeah, what did he bring with him? Or what does he think? He's going to think this is normal out here. Like everybody said, the desert, this isn't so bad. But don't get used to it. As number 15 trying to find a way around the outside. Can't do it. Roadrunners all over it. Looks like they brought number 60, big number 68 back in, Laren Nez, to help anchor that young core of linemen. And he's able to get in there and blow that play up. Going to drop him for a loss. Going to bring up 3rd and 11 for the Ganado Hornets as we are now officially underway here in the 4th quarter. So let's look ahead just a little bit. You know, don't want to put this game behind us yet, but looking ahead, next week, Holbrook travels down I-40 to Winslow. The week after that, September 9th, back home at Page, well, hosting Page. So make sure we get out here in 2 weeks as Holbrook plays host to the Page. What are they? The Page
Dust Devils?
Sand Devils.
Sand Devils.
We got it together. We got it. Looking deep. Got a man running. We also got defenders in the area. He's going to overthrow them all out of bounds. And that's going to bring up 4th and 11. So Ganado, you know, sometimes you worry they're getting a little close, and so they're like trying to get it all at once. You've done well to get this far. Stick to what you've been doing. Keep that run. That run game's been solid for them. Trust those running backs. Let them keep getting in there. But now you're looking at 4th down. And now you have to get all 11 at once. You can't chunk this one into 2 anymore. The week after Page, we will stay home. We'll host Red Mesa right back here. And then the 23rd and 29th, the 2 weeks following that, will be at Chidley, at Pinon, so a couple weeks away as we look towards this long season. Finally, back in October 7th, right here at home, hosting Alchese. The 14th, October 14th, hosting St. John's. And that'll be our final home game, so that'll be our senior night, hosting St. John's on October 14th, because our last 2 games, October 21st and October 28th, will be away, one at Valley and one at Hopi High. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5 home games this year. And only 4 left after tonight, so get out here to as many of them as you possibly can. Support these Roadrunners. It's a great team looking at this first game of the season. On that 4th, they do go back to that run, try to run it up the middle, but Roadrunners are there, and number 68, as we've talked about, Laren Nez having the game of his career as far as we're aware.
Yeah.
Hold down that line. Turnover, Holbrook takes over on their own 27-yard line.
And once again, for offense here, you see the junior that I was talking about, Theron James coming in as quarterback, giving Marcus Obrighter a little bit of a rest. And also, not just a rest for him, just playing time for
some reps.
I keep messing up his name or forgetting it, Theron.
Theron. The Moth is back.
The monster Moth.
Big hole there for Matthias. He gets here to the near side. Going to be tackled hard about the 35, but he pops right back up. No, and he broke a big run there. As he's going to gain about 15 to 20, but there is a flag here on the sideline. I'm wondering if we didn't have some players or coaching staff in the way. As so there's a line. It's not here, though. Well, maybe it's there. Maybe it's just really faint. There's a line outside of the out-of-bounds line. There's another line that everybody has to stay behind except for one coach. One coach can go in front of it, usually the head coach.
And a lot of that's to keep the ref safe as well.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what the ref ran into somebody and said, get back.
And there's actually been a number of officials that have really gotten hurt because of it, because they're not looking. They're looking at the field and just running blindly. And they'll run into somebody and tear some ligaments in the knee or an ankle. And looks like Ganado able to get away with one. They ran a 12th player off the field there late. 33, off to the races again, cuts it back to the inside. He is a beast of a runner. This is going to be a fun kid to watch over the next few years. Matthias picks up another first down, going to get another 40 yards as he takes it down to the 30-yard line. Matthias Oberreiter, making that Oberreiter name.
Montijo?
What? Montijo, sorry. Montijo, get these names together, making that Montijo name proud. Does that, if you're the brother to him, are you proud of him, or you're like, come on, man, back up? That's my glory. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see that family dynamic.
Daniel still started. So
that's true.
We'll
Still got that one on him. Once again, hand off to the young brother, the young Montijo. We'll call it right name this time. This time he's only able to get 3 yards. Again, going back to the old coaching words of my father. Give me 3 yards in a cloud of dust and I'll win every game. If he said, you give me three downs every play, I'll win every game. You don't have to, because if you get three yards every time, you're going to have the ball the whole game.
Yep.
So the other offense never gets a chance to do anything. And you're going to get a first down every time. Handoff once again. You guessed it. Matthias?
Matthias.
Matthias. I better learn that name. He's going to get only about 2 this time. I said you got to get 3 every time, though, Matthias. You got to get 3
Yeah,
every
but
time,
last
not
time
just 2.
last time he got a lot more.
That's
last
true.
time he got what?
40.
15,
I think it was like 40,
20,
yeah.
30, 40?
Going to bring up 3rd and 5. I guess if he gets 3 again and 3 again, he'll still get it, though. So Theron James stays in at quarterback. And we got Matthias Montijo standing alongside, just to the left of him. Going to hand it to him once again. Here to the near side once again. This time he's actually going to get caught in the backfield. Going to be dropped for about a 2-yard loss. So the Ganado Hornets making an adjustment. That's basically the same play about 5 times in a row right there. The first time it was a 40-yard run, and then it turned into a 3-yard run, then a 2-yard run, and then a little bit of a loss. So credit to Ganado there for adjusting and slowing that down.
Well, and that's where spreading the offense and having Obrighter run the ball has been effective, because you're scared of you're going to be scared of both the pass play and the run play at that point in time, because you don't know what's coming.
And you want to keep running that ball. You want to just keep that clock moving. An incomplete pass stops the clock. A run just keeps it moving. But there's a pass into the end zone. He goes up right over the hands of a defender. Going to be a touchdown for the Roadrunners. Let's see if we can catch a number on that.
25, from what I could tell. Simeon
Shaw, a freshman. You love that. When you hear the crowd erupt so big sometimes late in the game, it's not because of the touchdown. It's because of the players that were involved. That's super exciting to see. So a great touchdown pass there. And James coming in off the bench, he gets a touchdown put on his stat book here early in the season as well. Going to go for 2 here. And you can appreciate this. This isn't running up the score. When you got a freshman scoring a touchdown, you're not running up the score. You're just getting other players a chance to do it. They're going to fall just about a foot short of the 2-point conversion. That will keep the score at 46-0, 8:11 to go here in the game. Now, because it's now over 42 points, they'll go ahead and get set up. They usually don't start running the clock quite yet. But as soon as you see the ref, he's talking about it right now. So as soon as they start this thing, it will be a running clock from here until the end of the game. So this game is about to end a lot faster than it would have otherwise, as Holbrook jumps into the mercy rule territory with 8:11 to go here in the ballgame, up 46-0 on a great touchdown pass to number 25, Simeon Shaw, freshman at Holbrook High School. And we love that sound. And you listen in, we hear the fight song. Student section up and jamming in front of us. Smashing. Come on, team, let's go. We've been trying to teach the school the fight song here as we start the new year. We put some PowerPoint presentations together at the end of assemblies and have the student body sing along. It's one of those traditions that you love at a high school. I graduated from Holbrook High School, and that song will forever be ingrained in my head. As soon as you hear that, you know exactly what's coming next. Those horn section rolling.
You're better than me. I don't remember my high school's fight song.
Gotcha.
I'm bad.
I was in the band
I'm not
too,
good.
so that may have helped.
Yep.
Here we go. Nice kick. It's going to drop at the 25. Scooped up there by Ganado. Gets to the 30. He's going to be hit and dropped for about the 33-yard line. 37 there on the tackle for the Roadrunners. I believe that is, my sheets got mixed up, Darnell Nez. So our running back that's been solid for us tonight there on kick return team. Just once again showing these players really do it all. They do offense, defense, and special teams. Looks like Holbrook's still going with a little bit younger group here on defense here as the clock is officially running. See, normally the clock would stop while they get set, but the clock is now rolling. We are now under 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Bring it up first down. Good sportsmanship there for the Roadrunners. A couple handshakes there as they get ready to go first. Usually wait till after the game for the handshake, but I like it.
Well, what we don't realize, what some people don't realize, right, is we have a lot of students here in Holbrook that are coming from reservation towns, the reservation. And so there are a lot of kids that know people from Ganado that might have lived there, that have aunts and uncles that live there.
Sure.
So these kids that come up against each other from the reservation teams, they know the kids from Holbrook because they live on the reservation as well.
Absolutely. Maybe from the same clans and things. Ganado there tries to run a trick play. They did a little pitch out to the running back. The running back tried to turn into a receiver, but the Roadrunners were all over that backfield, so he kind of just threw it in the ground. Luckily, there was enough white jerseys around that the official's going to say, yeah, surely there was one intended receiver around there, because it was kind of a blown-up play, and you hate to punish this team this late in the game either. We're now at 6.5 minutes to go here in the ballgame, as that clock does continue to run. 2nd down and 10. There's the pitch out once again. Holbrook all over it once again. Nowhere to go. Try to get a number on that.
59, Mauricio Baca.
Mauricio Baca, love it. Another senior, though. Senior out there, and he's able to get deep into that backfield. He was back there faster than the running back was back there. You know, if he would have been a step earlier, he might have just taken the pitch himself.
I didn't know Mauricio was that fast.
Yeah, he's been in my my guitar class before. A good kid, pretty quiet kid actually. So
He is.
to see that fire out of him was pretty fun. We're gonna have a timeout though. They still are able to call a timeout. The timeout will stop the clock even with a running clock. But we're looking at 6 minutes to go, with Holbrook leading 46-0, and 3rd down and a long 20 yards to go for Ganado as we get ready to come out of this timeout. Looks like the families are back in the booth with us, all gathered around. Are we taking selfies? Oh, that moth tried to attack me already. My daughter found the huge moth that was attacking me. You cracked your phone already?
Oh, the top, the whole top.
Oh, man. I thought we were.
Yeah, if you like lean it this way, you can.
Looks like it's the screen protector.
Yeah, it's the screen protector. It did its job.
Yep.
Any check-in from YouTube land? Do we have any shout-outs coming in from YouTube land as we come out of this timeout?
Not yet. The only thing is that Justina Nez wanted to make sure that we gave a shout out to Darnell Nez for his birthday on Sunday.
Ooh, there you go. It's coming up Sunday. Easy Ramos there coming in late. There's some pressure on the backfield. He tried to slide forward. I think it was Izzy Ramos I saw come in late to make the tackle. A couple big players came popping out of there, but I'm pretty sure that was Izzy there that made the initial hard contact. Gonna bring up 4th and a long, or maybe even looking at 25 yards now for the Ganado Hornets. So once again, we'll probably see that punt team come on. Holbrook not dropping anybody back in punt to receive a punt. It may just suffice it to let it drop. And he fumbles that punt again. He is able to get it off, and it's going to be fielded right at the 50-yard line. Does have a little bit of room to run. Stays on his feet. Cuts it back. Gets it back to into Ganado territory. Going to be finally brought down at like the 42-yard line. I almost called it the 58-yard line.
That was a dangerous catch to make right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I drop that ball and the Hornets get it.
Almost want to let that one go, but he was able to hang on to it. It was almost like a receiver, an outfielder running backwards and able to scoop that out of the air. Clock will continue to run now as we are under 5 minutes, 4:30 to go here in the ball game. Holbrook 1st and 10, starting at the Ganado 42-yard line. They're going to run 4 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield with the quarterback. Number 18 staying in at quarterback, Mr. Theron James. Ganado bringing the blitz. It's going to be a handoff, though. Matthias is going to keep it. Come once again, his favorite direction. Comes to the right. Right side, going to gain about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. I don't know if that's his favorite side or if that's just as much reps as he's been able to get into practice, but I feel like every time Matthias is getting that handoff coming right to the right. Actually, they're going to pull him for one play. As we got a new back in the backfield for the Roadrunners. Going to give it to him. Going to go to the left side. Number 46. 46 goes left. I don't have his number. Must be a JV kid.
Isaac
45. There you go. Isaac Wilson, sophomore. So apparently Isaac Wilson gets the plays that go to the left, and Matthias gets the plays that come to the right. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 3 yards to go for the Roadrunners. Looks like Isaac Wilson's going to get to stay in the backfield there. We'll assume they'll keep it on the ground here late in this game. Little movement in the backfield. He could have been called for a false start. He was a little excited, you know, a young player kind of bouncing. You could tell it was just excitement, but that can be a false start. And he's going to be dropped for about a yard, 2-yard loss. Going to bring up 4th and 5 for the Roadrunners. Number 30, that looks like you're getting lots of players a chance to get in here now. Diego Colon Jr. coming in. Going to put him out at wide receiver. Going to give Christian Lerma a break.
Some excitement there in the stands. The cheerleaders were throwing out T-shirts, and the foreign exchange student, Lorenzo from Italy, is the one that got the shirt.
Going deep. Tom had his man, overthrew him, almost picked off by number 88, but neither of them could hold on to it. The intended receiver was Mason Archunda, and he couldn't quite hang on to it. A little high for him, and then a little too low for 88 as the safety trying to come back from the backside to intercept it. But that was a 4th down play. It will be a turnover either way. Probably a good thing he didn't intercept it. You know, that's one of those, you know, you want the story to tell that you intercepted it, but football-wise, it's better to let it drop. So the Ganado takes over on a turnover and downs, but the clock does continue to tick away. We're approaching 2 minutes to go here in this ball game as Ganado takes over. 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Number 52 coming in for Holbrook. Try to get some of these players called out for us. Devin Ambrose, freshman there, coming in on that line. Going to give number 66, Victor Size, a break. He's been a great player for Holbrook tonight. Switching a senior out for a freshman. Or a sophomore, never mind. Victor Size is a sophomore. I thought
22, Jacob
looks like a
Cummings.
senior.
We got Diego Colon out there, getting some fresh legs on the field.
Number 33 makes the tackle in the backfield, but he tackled the wrong guy. The handoff had already happened, but I like the speed. I like the energy. They're going to pick up about 1 on that. The play clock, or as the clock continues to tick away, 1:20 left to go. 2nd down. Ganado going to take their time. They have no intentions on letting that ball go back into Roadrunner hands, it looks like. They're just going to patiently, no hurry up offense here. They'll let them take their time. 21 coming in for the Roadrunners, Maven Begay, sophomore. Again, those last few seconds tick away. Get a couple plays in here. Handoff up the middle, a nice stick there. I think that was number 33, Matthias Montijo on defense coming in with that hard nose stick. I tell you, you start to see that young player, Matthias Montijo. He's going to be the circle I'm watching. He was obviously the first freshman they put in as they started to transition some of those out, but he's playing with some fire. He's playing, you know, he's watched his older. There's something to be said about a younger brother watching an older brother just biding their time, wanting to be there.
Yeah.
I see it in choir all the time, actually. You know, a younger sibling that watched their older sibling in choir, they'll work harder than their older sibling does because they want to get there. They've been watching them for so long. They're just dying to be like them. And it's really a credit to the older sibling that they've been a great example, that their younger sibling wants to, you know, be like them. And I think we're seeing some of that right there from Montijo, right? He's looked at his older brother and he says, he doesn't want to be better than me, he wanted to be like him. He wanted to get out there on the field and be like his brother.
And they're a football team. I know that, or a football family, the Montijos in general. And I do think he's going to do a lot of great things in the high school sports.
We got a man streaking down the sideline. Great throw, great catch. Saving touchdown tackle. A tackle number 7 connects on that go route. It was a beautiful pass. Hit him right in stride. Luckily for Holbrook, their defender was able to get to his shoestrings as the clock ticks away, 34 seconds. In fact, the clock, they went ahead and stopped it for the clock operators. They're saying, you know what, we're going to. Oh, never mind. They didn't stop it out of generosity. They stopped it for the timeout. Ganado calls a timeout. So technically, you know, the clock continues to run here because of the mercy rule, whether they move the chains or not. But Ganado did call a timeout, so they're going to let him get a shot at this. So this is great. I mean, this, you know, as a runner, you're like, oh, we want the shutout. This is better experience right here. Now you're like, your defense has to step up. This is the first time tonight. One of the first times tonight, we're like, hey, defense matters right here. Let's show what we can do as they're putting a little pressure on us. You don't expect to feel pressure up 46-0 with 30 seconds left, but you're getting a little bit of it because you're trying to protect that goose egg.
Right, and they're leaving, and Holbrook is actually leaving a lot of their freshmen and second-string players in to say, hey, don't worry about it. You got this. Just stick to the plan.
Yeah.
You've been stopping them all evening. This second half, you can do it again.
So here we go. Ganado, big play, 1st and 10. They come down. I don't know how many timeouts they have left. I know they've called at least 2 now, if not all 3. There's the snap, handoff to, oh, they fumbled the handoff. Number 10 is going to get scooped up in the backfield. There's number 33 and number 71. So Matthias Montijo in on that tackle along with Augie Seiss, sophomore for Holbrook. The clock will continue to run now. If they hurry, though, they can get another play off here. if Ganado tries. Here they go. Ganado's hustling to the line. They got time for probably last play here. Probably last play. They're once again struggling to get the right players into position. 4 seconds. 5. There we go. Last play of the game. He's throwing it up. Got a man down there. Caught it. Knocked away. Great defense by number 25. Simeon Shaw, freshman, breaks up. What saves the goose egg. Look at his team come swarming to him. Love that. The team is coming to Simeon Shaw. They saved the shutout with that great. I mean, he had it. It was a catch. I thought that was a touchdown, and he knocks it away. Freshman, little guy. Look at that little guy, Simeon Shaw. Coach is in there hugging him. I mean, that may be more exciting than the rest of the game. You got to love that.
You'd think that he just won the game for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, you do.
The excitement that you feel in the air right now is palpable.
There you go, 47 showing the 0. He saved the shutout. That's a big deal. That's a big deal to 25. They may walk into the locker room and give that kid the game ball tonight. That's a bigger deal than you see, you know. So great job. Roadrunners off to a great start this season. 46-0, big win over a tough Ganado. You know, Ganado's a tough school. It may not feel like it all the time, but here they are. And hey, props to number 10 for Ganado right here. The rest of his team went down to huddle and didn't shake hands, whether inadvertently or not. But number 10 all by himself, that's a leader right there. I want to write that. Oh, here comes the rest of the team. Either way, number 10, he was the leader there of that Ganado squad all night tonight. He came to shake hands, and then the rest of the team followed. Props to number 10 from Ganado. Whoever his principal is, his teacher, shout out to them. JC coming into the camera view with something on her face. But props to Ganado.
Powder.
Do we have his name on there?
Dylan Denetzo.
Dylan Denetzo, man, you're an MVP tonight as well. I love that sportsmanship. He was the leader, like I said. Again, I don't think his team meant to ditch the handoff. They just, first game of the season. But he didn't. He remembered that sportsmanship. All right, before we sign off, once again, next week, Holbrook, let's travel. Let's get down the road. Let's go support those Roadrunners in Winslow. It's not that far. Stop at Walmart if you have to. Go to the root beer stand there.
Stand on the corner.
Go stand on the corner. Let's get out next week. Let's travel over to Winslow. Let's support this Roadrunner team next week. Based on what we saw tonight, that promises to be an exciting matchup between a tough 3A East, one of those traditional powerhouses, those Winslow Bulldogs, and then in 2 weeks right back here as we host the Page Sand Devils. And by then, maybe we'll have some more, whether it's Roadrunner Sam or Ronnie Roadrunner.
Or maybe a new
one. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're signing out here from Roadrunner Stadium.